Well, these last 2 weeks have been fun, haven't they, boys? From MVP hopeful to championing a 3-game skid mark, Pretty Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers have transitioned away from being an unbeaten team to a team that's fairly beatable, prompting experts all over to, flip the script and wonder whether or not they are way off a Super Bowl championship. Is that fair? I don't know. We'll let you guys at home decide. Meanwhile, it looks like Joe Burrow is still Josh Allen's daddy, as the McDermott McDerpers are lucky to be 5-4 when they are only a missed PI and a blind Chris Godwin away from 3-6. I guess I'm going to have to say it again. Buffalo sucks! Finally, hot commodity and NASA-certified game engineer Josh Dobbs, fresh from the Arizona hit to the dick-shriveling cold of Minnesota, lifted his right hand to the butt crack of a guy he's never met before and delivered the Vikings a win for the ages, despite being less than 2 days with the playbook, prompting a Jets fan like me to ask, what the fuck is wrong with Super Soaker Zach Wilson, guys? Fellas, how fun was this week?
Good week. Great week. Great defensive game today from the Jets and Chargers. But Zach the Soaker, what can you do, man? What can you do? It was frustrating watching him on offense, but defense, fuck, what a great performance from the Jets.
Yeah. Look, this defense is elite. Jets suck on offense. It's bad. This is probably one of the worst games I've seen. It's weird. The stat line doesn't show it as Zach Wilson's worst game, but it was a winnable game. Like, the Chargers defense sucks.
Aaron Rodgers throwing 45-yarders before the game as well. Week by week, who knows when he can come back.
I will take 30-yarders from Aaron Rodgers. I don't care at this point in time. I would have taken Josh Dobbs. Come on, guys. Definitely. How about that?
Unbelievable.
You have to take Josh Dobbs. Like, he's won a game with Arizona and with Minnesota after they were selling off people. And Kirk Cousins they were 4-4 before it. But, the Jets are better than Minnesota. So he would have been a clear upgrade on Wilson.
Then Minnesota, just so many injuries with JJ out and now Kirk Cousins for the year. Another Achilles. How many Achilles have been this year? Around 5, 6, 8?
Far too many. It seems like a really common
issue.
How about Cam Akers, Achilles 2 years ago, left Achilles.
Oh, I thought it was the same one.
No, it was a different one. That sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks.
It's the worst when a player does one knee or one ankle and they do the other one the following year or whatever. It's the worst feeling.
Achilles worse than ankles, but that's you learn to walk again type stuff. Unless you're Aaron Rodgers, which we still don't know what level of damage he did to his Achilles. It's 9 weeks ago and he's throwing 30-yarders on the field. So.
45-yarders.
So many tendon and ligament issues. Not many people are talking about Daniel Jones doing his ACL. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I feel for him.
Yeah, he got his money, though, it's nice.
But we're so desensitized
nice
to it is the point. I felt like there just wasn't a lot of media attention around it, probably because he sucks.
He's got a guaranteed deal, and the Giants aren't very good, and he's already had, this is his 5th or 6th year as a pro?
No,
5th?
4th to 5th.
Must be his 6th year because I think he was after his rookie contract. But
I think they exercised the
5th year option and then renewed him.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it's it's either 5th or
6th. But look, it sucks for Daniel Jones. Just comes back from a neck injury, which is always frightening, and
5th,
yeah, tears his fucking ACL, man. That's so shit. This point in the season too, there's no good time to get injured. If you're gonna get injured in preseason or week 1. Because then at least you know that next year you're definitely going to be back to 100% by maybe training camp by week 1. But it's hard when you tear your ACL week 9 because you don't know that you're going to be back week 1 next year.
Yeah, it's the worst time for sure.
Players coming back from injury this week. Kyler Murray. Can he save Arizona?
Can he save Arizona? Well, Josh Dobbs is doing a pretty good job of saving Arizona. Wouldn't it be embarrassing if Kyler Murray on that contract cannot replicate that success?
What success though? 1-7.
Yeah, but 1-7 with okay quarterback play out of a team that's just loosey goosey everywhere else on the field. But that guy comes into Minnesota and hardly knows the playbook, doesn't expect to play. Rookie quarterback gets knocked out with a concussion, and now look,
Jobs was talking to his own lineman on the sideline, teaching him his cadence before the game.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
He didn't even know all their names. Apparently, he didn't know their full names. That's just crazy.
It was remarkable, yeah. That was unbelievable. Like it's probably a flash in the pan, but it's a flash in the pan in the NFC that can help Minnesota go from being his trade can help them be from an 8-win team to a 9 or 10-win team. That might be enough to get a 7 seed. And like if they're going to keep Cousins, like they shouldn't tip it out. Like they'll get JJ back next year. They'll get, or maybe even later this year, they'll get Cousins back next year.
It's so reminiscent of Mayfield going to LA.
Oh,
sorry,
man. 2 days. He had 2 days with LA.
Yeah, I think it was,
and that was a great game.
98-yard drive.
I remember it to win the game.
Unreal.
I loved it. I loved seeing it.
Headbutting helmets.
Yeah. He's actually, look, we've ripped on the Baker on this show, but honestly, he's looking pretty okay in Bucksland. That Hail Mary throw, I know this was 2 weeks ago, but that Hail Mary throw was brilliant. It was right there. Chris Godwin's
had
just
to look up, man. Yeah.
You know, unbelievable. I really like how ball.
Yeah, he had another chance this week, but probably just couldn't get it there, and they threw laterals, so probably 10 yards too long.
Yeah,
the distance they had to go, but
when the opposing quarterback put up the numbers he put up, though,
Baker did a good job. It's not not Baker's fault. All the offense's fault that Tampa didn't hold Houston to less than 33.
Yeah, well, you know what I was thinking about today, watching the Jets really just suck it up on offense. Is could you imagine if we did apparently execute this trade for Devontae Adams, going from one horrible team to another? Obviously, pretty horrible team. Like I know that trade for Devontae would be about playing with his best mate next year, but I don't know.
What were you willing to trade? Was there any rumors where you could have traded the Raiders?
I don't know. I'd say though that we were pretty serious. We put in multiple calls and we were pestering them to make it. 2 players we were trying to go after. Option number A was Devontae Adams. Option number B was Mike Evans. And
I'm surprised Evans didn't. I'm surprised both of them didn't get traded. I'm less surprised that Adams didn't, just because how dumb the Raiders are. But I'm surprised the Bucs didn't tip it out a bit. I suppose that division's so winnable.
You never know.
I think the division's winnable, and that's the thing.
What does it mean? Like, I mean, you might win a playoff game and get beat 41-7 by Philadelphia the next week. Like, seriously.
Yeah, true.
Possibly the reason why Devontae didn't get traded is because the Raiders just shut up shop because the head coach got fired. I'm surprised that didn't feature in your intro this week. I know it's a little bit old news.
The first coach is out.
It's just...
It only happened a few days ago.
It only happened a few days ago, but honestly, Josh McDaniels, we all knew it was coming. Yeah. It's not like it's some random breaking news.
It was 5 days after my first down. I said, which coach is going to get sacked first? And we said probably him or Rivera.
Yeah, it was always going to be him. I mean...
Rivera will be gone in the next month.
Yeah.
Probably after Thanksgiving.
You reckon? That's a perfect time to fire someone. Hey, thank you for your service. Just fucking see you later. Could you imagine?
We're no
Here's
longer
a turkey on the way out.
Yeah. With thanks, we're no longer giving you a salary goodbye.
I know we're going to talk about it a bit later, but how about Miami? All their wins this year have so far been against teams that have got a losing record, and none of their wins have come against teams that have got a winning record.
The last time they beat someone with a winning record was 2022, week 4.
Yeah.
That far back?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
So everyone's talking about how great Miami are going to be, but...
I called this weeks ago. Was my down the last time we played when they were comfortably accounted for.
It was the Eagles week.
Yeah. And to me, it's just a team that's good on one side of the ball, and it's a fireworks show. There's not a lot of power running to it. There's a lot of targets, but there's not a lot of variety in their offensive play calling. It's just get the ball out quick to their star receivers. They're not great on either line. Their safeties stink. I don't know. It's open the division. Obviously, it must be tough. Sitting there, the Jets would comfortably be winning this division if Aaron Rodgers wasn't hurt. The state Buffalo are in.
No, it's true. It's true. Here's the reality. You go back and look at these games again. Okay, I know that 27-6 looks like a shellacking, but that doesn't really make sense. Fumble it towards the end of the game, and it's you've got the defender who gets to the 2-yard line. All you got to do is
it's 20-6. If it's 20-13 at the exact same time, and you've got Rodgers out there against a Brandon Staley defense, and you've got the ball at 20-13. And that's you're not asking him to be a miracle worker to get 20.
It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard, man. Our defense is clearly elite. I think it's safe to say that now. You look at what we're doing to these great quarterbacks, except for Dak. Fair, right? I mean, it is.
No,
Dak's
because
the only quarterback that's had a really good game against the Jets defense. No other quarterback this year has had a great game against
Jets
the
are on a
Jets.
short week there, though, away from home
But
after the
to
Buffalo.
probably defend your case there, by the time Dak was actually
Morning.
out there, it was probably already 21-0 with 2 defensive touchdowns. So he was just game managing, which he didn't have to.
Well,
he didn't
exactly
have to
right.
force the ball.
Exactly right. Dak didn't have to do a whole lot, but he didn't
didn't
fuck
do wrong.
anything up, right? But the reality is the Jets defense is clearly elite, and this is just the most Jets thing in the world. Make a massive trade for a guy like Aaron Rodgers. Pull together a defense that's just absolutely
Top 5
outstanding. Easy top 5. Keep teams to hardly any points, which again, today's a bit of an outlier, but circumstance, you got to look at where some of these drives started. And also there was a punt return. So, there was a punt return and a drive that started on the 2-yard line. Not a 98-yard drive, a 2-yard drive. Take those 2 away, and you've got wiped 14 points off of 27. It's a big difference. So, we are probably, I don't know, we're probably, I'm not going to say undefeated.
You beat New England
you don't
if
know,
Rodgers
but
plays. Like
we
that
probably
game.
beat New England.
You probably beat Dallas because Aaron
probably
Rodgers
beat Dallas
doesn't
'cause
lose an
he
18.
always beats Dallas. I mean, who do we lose against? We don't lose
the Chiefs by 3 on Sunday Night Football.
Okay, I will say that was Zach Wilson's version of an elite game, and so maybe we lose
But
to
even
the Chiefs.
even if you've lost to Dallas and Kansas City and you were 7-2, like everyone would be like, that's a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, 100%.
Like those
we
two,
should have been.
Those two
Should have been.
teams are in the Kansas City, obviously defending champs, unbelievable team for 5 years, and Dallas have been a contending team for the last 5 years as well, like kind of in that 4 to 8 bracket.
It'll be interesting the next 3 weeks. Raiders, Bills, Dolphins. Get 2 division wins there. You never know how the Bills
Well, that's
and
the
Dolphins
key one.
go.
Like they've got to hold their part against the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's a nice one on Monday Night Football, I think. No, or Sunday. I think it's Monday Night Football, that one.
Yeah.
Raiders, Jets.
Oh, God.
Can't wait. What a game.
No.
Oh, sorry,
more
Sunday.
fucking-
It's Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football.
Why have they not flexed out the Jets
They
games?
can't.
Seriously.
Up
at this
until week
point?
10, I think you said.
No. Yeah, but it's week 10.
Oh, so they can probably.
They can. They said that they weren't going to. I don't know why you don't flex a fucking Jets Raiders game. Like, we're talking about 2 bottom of the barrel teams right now who have got pretty okay defenses. So you're going to see, like, I'm sure everyone's excited to see fucking 9-6.
New York market versus a big brand, but so I don't know. Depends what else was on that week.
I suppose we'll see.
We'll see
Now,
coming up.
let's move forward. We're going to do something a little bit differently this week instead of our 4 downs because it is officially the halfway point in the season. Week 9 is done. It's it's an 18-week season. We're halfway. Good
Sorry,
mathematics.
With
What?
the Patriots. You're always waiting for the season to end.
I've been waiting since week 1. So, yeah.
He's been waiting a while, Paul Mitcho. But Mitch, introduce the way we're going to run this next segment, my man.
So instead of 4 downs, we're going to do a quick drive, 2 yards perhaps, where we each give one of 4 terms to every team, starting with the AFC East, just alphabetically. We'll go whether each team is a Super Bowl contender, a playoff contender, the dreaded no man's land, or tanking / should be tanking. So
Okay, so we'll start with the Bills.
we will start with the Bills, Ev, and you can start
Playoff contender.
playoff contender for me.
No man's land.
No man's land. No man's land.
The Dolphins. Playoff contender.
Playoff contender.
Playoff contender.
Well, someone has to win that fucking
Yeah,
division.
exactly.
So playoff contender.
Yeah.
The Jets. No man's land.
No man's land this year, but not when Rodgers is back.
Yeah, I'm afraid no man's land for me too.
Yeah, it sucks. Super Bowl contender. No. I wish.
Let's go, boys.
We're stuck in no man's land this year. We will go 8 and 9 anyway.
Patriots. Please tank for Caleb.
I don't know if Caleb should be the guy they're tanking for, but they should be tanking.
Tank for me too.
They should be tanking, but I think they're in no man's land.
Yeah, because they won't.
They won't.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh,
Pride.
it's a good call.
Yeah.
Pride.
Actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
pride.
agree.
Yeah.
So AFC North now. Baltimore. Super Bowl contender.
If the Super Bowl was played tomorrow, they'd win.
Who's this? Sorry.
Baltimore.
Yeah. They're the best team at the moment.
Yeah, Super Bowl contender.
I'd put them up there as a Super Bowl contender. Absolutely.
The Bengals. Right now, I still think no man's land. They're still at that weird record. Joe Burrow's looking good, but still no man's land.
What weird record? 6 and 3.
No, it's Bengals.
The Bengals 6 and 3.
No, they're not
5
6 and 3.
5 and 3.
5 and 3.
5 and 3.
I think in that division with everyone else, no man's
Yeah,
land.
it's a tough division.
Yeah, but right now all those teams are
So,
in.
sorry, the other rule of this is
Also, it's because they're 0 and 2 in the division as well.
Yeah, no, but right now, all those teams, I know there's a rule, are actually in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're violating this rule, Hose. The rule was going to be that no one can disagree with said term by another cast member until the end.
Fine.
So John will have umbrage with Ev's viewing of... I don't think he was debating your term either. He was just debating whether you knew their current records. I think his point's valid, to be honest. That there's 4 teams with positive records in the division.
Well, they're occupying all the playoff spots at the moment
They are.
in AFC.
They are.
All of them.
But he said playoff contender.
No,
Didn't he?
he said no man's land.
Oh, okay.
So he's a fucking idiot.
Hey,
Sorry.
keep going, keep it going.
Anyway, so you're no man's land for 16. I'm actually Super Bowl contender. They have...
Whoa.
Yeah, they have the form line of doing well in playoffs. They got an elite quarterback and they're getting better every week.
Playoff contender.
Super Bowl contender, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, you watch.
Wow.
I'll eat shit for
Well,
that one.
but that's... So you said no man's land. We're all over the shop here. I want to hear Super Bowl. I want to hear the case for Super Bowl contender, actually. What's up with that?
Well, they've played a Super Bowl and AFC Championship game in the last 2 years.
Yeah. And they're currently looking very good.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is back to pure form.
They've beaten San Francisco and Buffalo the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffalo suck and the
convincingly.
49ers also lost to the Browns.
Yeah, but they
Who
lost
have got one of
30
the
to
best.
13 to Cincinnati, got hammered. In Frisco as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Cincinnati look extremely good right now. Like they if this was the start of the season, there's a case for them.
But we
going
are looking at
undefeated.
halfway through the first 4 or 5 weeks. They'll dog shit.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's
offense
ankle
does
injury
running well.
it must have been worse than what people
I
thought.
think so. All right.
So next team are the Cleveland Deshaun Browns. I know this is gonna another controversial. They should just fucking be no man's land as well. I know they're in playoff. No.
Playoff contender just because their defense is so elite.
Yeah, +1. Same thing.
If they had Chubb, who knows? 6-2, 7-1 right now for the Browns.
Yeah, I've got a Chubb for them at the moment. I think they're a playoff contender. Absolutely.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers for the 20th year, they'll be a positive record. So I'm going to go 9-8, but yeah, playoff contender to. Yeah.
You don't get to go playoff contender to no man's land. There's
Sorry,
in
playoff
between
contender because
scale.
I'm going to have a positive record. 9-8.
I think they're a playoff contender too, just because the AFC is so thin at the bottom of the seedings. And if I've called the Jets no man's land, and I'm spoiler alert, the Chargers are going there too. I'm thinking that Pittsburgh are. It's honestly possibly a first time ever where all 4 teams from a division could make the playoffs.
And probably the weirdest division, the AFC South. So the Jags, playoff contenders.
Hang on, did Maddie and John go?
No, we
That's,
didn't.
apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies
Yeah.
for jumping.
We only got halfway through that.
Apologies for jumping. Deshaun.
Yeah, I think no man's land for
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Fair.
high on them in the preseason. They have been lucky to be
They
where they
have.
are right now.
You part of the club still?
I think no. I've revoked my membership. I'm so off of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are fucking irritating to watch, and no man's land if they're lucky, if not tanking. I think they have a terrible back half of this season. I'm so off of them.
Did anyone see that
Got enough
the
pieces, I reckon.
yeah? Did anyone see that CJ Stroud
Except for
in his 1 year has already eclipsed the number of touchdowns that Kenny Pickett has thrown in his entire career, even though Kenny
Incredible.
Pickett has now played 26 games or something like that?
Can't be surprised. by that.
I think this is
Not Bryce Young though.
there's some chance like Pittsburgh or Cleveland would be 9-0 if they had CJ Stroud.
Oh yeah, their defense is still
Like
really, really good.
they are. I mean, the Jets are good. San Francisco's got a great defense. Philadelphia is quite good, particularly on the pass rush side. Like Dallas, but those two, Pittsburgh and Cleveland, could be the best 2 defenses in the league. Like they're both extremely good.
So where are
Yeah.
you putting Pittsburgh, John?
I'm putting them in no man's land because I think there's going to be a drop off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's fair. They'll end up in no man's land, I think. but-
Next division, the AFC South, the Jags, playoff contenders.
I'm calling Super Bowl contender just because there's a chance they get the 1 seed, and I've been high on them all year. And if you take out the games against Kansas City, they've won 12 their last 13 games.
Second easiest schedule left in the league as well.
Yeah, I was teetering. I'm saying playoff contender. Not quite ready to put him Super Bowl contender.
I think they're probably a playoff maker, Nelly. Like they're probably the most. They're probably the most certain team to make the playoffs, Nelly, in the whole league.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask a question to our segment runner here. How many Super Bowl contenders can you have if the championship game is only played between 2 teams?
I have 6 total. I have 2 in the AFC and 4 in the AFC, 2 in the NFC.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to go playoff contender because in my mind I've committed to 2 Super Bowl contenders per conference.
I did the same thing as you. Yeah.
So I'm going to say playoff contender, but
Yeah.
if things go their way, yeah, they could have a deep run. But I think playoff contender.
Yep, fair.
Houston. I'm just Houston. No man's land.
This year, no man's land, but they got plenty of good
Yep.
things going forward for them.
And they're on the up and up. I got them as playoff contender.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
are on.
thin at the bottom of the AFC as well.
Yeah, they are on the up and up, but I don't think they'll make it this year. It's no man's land, but I'm really excited to see this team next year.
I reckon
I
if-
love D'Amico.
So if you're colder on Pittsburgh and Cincinnati than other people, like having the next team to go up's Houston, so
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that's exactly
Yeah.
exactly right.
Next team, the Colts. I think should be tanking.
Well, they've drafted a young quarterback.
Injured IR.
Yeah, but I don't know if they should be tanking that much, but they're in no man's land, but there's things going for them going forward.
Yeah.
Who are we doing again?
Colts.
Colts.
No man's land for me.
Yeah, I got no man's land as well.
Jim Irsay's fucking legend.
Yeah, I
Anyone
saw
see him in the locker
Him
room?
and Meek Mill, man.
Anyone see him in the locker room?
Yeah.
And
Fuck,
Meek
no.
Mill's connected with Bobby Kraft. He's connected with
Yeah,
Jim. Like,
he is. He is.
he was at Bob's third or second wedding.
Yeah,
Second
but he's also a
wedding.
massive Philadelphia Eagles fan, so I don't know how that works really. But yeah, Meeky Mill, how funny was that shit? I'm gonna say that they're in no man's land. I don't think they should be tanking. I think they're just firmly in no man's land. Top 12 pick.
The Titans. No man's land. Slash tank.
Um,
Oh, sorry, tanking. I'll change
yeah.
to tanking.
Tanking.
What's their record?
3-5.
Yeah, tough one. They're on the verge, them too. I think they should be tanking just because they probably need to put more young pieces around their young quarterback. But they've got the right coach to rebuild them, I think.
Yeah. I got the no man's land. I don't quite see him in tanking territory. Or should
Yeah.
be, to be honest. Yeah, no man's land for me.
Do you reckon they got enough offensive pieces around Levis? But I think that's what they probably should tank for. Outside of Henry, who's old.
Yeah, and DeAndre Hopkins, who's older.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they haven't got the pieces, is my opinion. I think that they should be tanking, but giving Levis as much chance to kind of get out of the jitters and fuck up as many things as he can, and
yeah.
in a good way, because that guy's shown real promise. But just let him go out and sling it and learn how to read defenses, and fucking who cares what happens? Because I think that they'll be a better team because of it.
They should have traded Henry so Levis didn't have a safety blanket. It's like just
Yeah,
throw it
exactly.
on.
Just
Yeah.
trial by fire,
Yeah.
and then let the season go. It's not like Tannehill's going to be back. All right, we're in the NFC now, aren't we?
No, we're not. We're in the
Oh,
AFC
shit.
West and the Chiefs.
Oh.
Super Bowl contenders.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Nah.
I think I can't say they're not, but they're my fourth seed in the AFC. They're like on just because of what they've done, they're a contender. But I think they're the three teams that are better than them.
I think after this week, it's really astounding to see how they're winning now and how good their defense has become
Yeah,
off the back of how slow, clunky their offense has been. So I just marvel at them and how they are able to evolve. And I can't not put them as a Super Bowl contender for that reason.
Yeah, me too. They are best coach offensively in the league.
Yeah.
Best quarterback. Yeah.
Playoff contender, because they're just not pulling it together like they did last year.
Damn.
And
No,
the
they're
year
not.
before, and the year before that. We're used to seeing them in these massive shootouts and putting up crazy amounts of points. And the fact is, all their wide receivers are kind of a little bit smelly. You've got like,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Kelsey, who on that team has star power? Pacheco's a decent running back, but there's not much else going on for them. And I think that by and large, a few times they've gotten lucky this year.
Yeah, they're like they look like the Patriots of the Rex Ryan elimination Jets year, like that
Yeah.
type. They're kind of in between eras, and
Yeah.
they're going to have another run around Mahomes, but they need to reload. And
I agree.
guys like Kelsey and Chris Jones are probably not going to win another Super Bowl, but they have to be a contender just because the field's pretty thin. I think.
Next team, the Chargers. No man's land.
Yeah, no man. They shouldn't be in it, but they are.
I got them as a playoff contender.
Nah, No man's land. Fuck those guys.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not high on them either. I don't like the Chargers, but I just see them sneaking back in probably the 7th seed.
Yeah, they're certainly one of the best 7 teams on paper in the AFC, but whether they can turn it into results.
The Vegas Raiders should be tanking.
Absolutely should be tanking.
100% should be tanking.
They've tipped out GM, coach, quarterback, like just reset.
Yeah. Tank.
Tankathon, baby. I think that's exactly what this is. Poor Antonio Pierce is going to be the sacrificial lamb at the end of the season.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't.
Who the fuck's going to coach the Raiders?
We need to see more.
Who's going to say yes to that after the last few? I mean, I know there's only 32 jobs, but
Tell you what, it took balls to bench Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Took balls to bench him because of the contract.
yeah.
I liked it. And look what happened.
It's so
Yeah, and he
funny
should
with
have been
Pierce if he has like this like mad run and they win heaps of games, just like Versace, and then they just move on from him and get some other shit cunt coach and just like history repeats.
Yeah.
I honestly think it would happen, but they should be tanking.
Yeah.
Last team in the AFC, the Let's Ride Denver Broncos.
They are obviously tanking.
Let's
I
tank,
believe.
baby.
They've just started trading away as many
Broken
players
rank?
as they can.
Broken rank? What are you doing?
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
jump
the
in.
only thing stopping them from resetting is they can't reset their quarterback contract, but their first year of the new coach, like they should be tanking.
Yeah, I think consensus is
Tank,
they're
tank,
tanking.
tank.
Yeah.
So
we
trading
go-
away assets.
We go into the NFC.
You.
The best record in the league, Philadelphia. Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, clear cut, very short price favorite to win for
Got to
mine.
be Super Bowl.
Like,
John.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you say? They're one of the best teams in football right now.
NFC's thinner than the AFC in terms of the amount of contenders. They're clearly the best team.
You know, there's only one team that could stop them.
The Jets.
The fucking New York
The
Jets.
Jets. Yeah.
That's a solid. Yeah,
Oh,
Jeez, they've had some wins, the Jets.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? They've had some fucking losses.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
And the team that should be playing them, if it's in the divisional, is the Cowboys. Super Bowl contender.
Surprise, surprise. Fuck off. Surprise, surprise.
I think besides Philly, there's no other team in the NFC that can compete.
Then there's
Well,
no
oh,
chance
come
to make the Super Bowl.
In the NFC, who do you trust? Who do you trust in the NFC?
We're breaking the rules here.
Go.
Stop breaking the rules.
I think they're kind of on the verge of Super Bowl contender. They're closer to Philly than what I thought they were, but playoff contender for mine. Like, I just can't see them beating Philly in a game that matters.
Yeah,
I really can't.
Playoff contender.
Yeah, I'm going to say no man's land.
Sure.
I'm going to say,
You're an idiot.
I'm going to fucking clip this for the end
Clip
of the
it.
season.
Oh, my
So-
This will be amazing.
So Dallas is 3
hang
losses.
on. We're not arguing about it right now.
Oh, but you're arguing about the previous one.
That was because I forgot.
I can take you
now
up.
or after?
Not right. No, you can take him
after
up.
you can take me up
after
on
the
it.
end of it.
After you, at the end of it. That's the
Yeah.
point, right? Don't fucking break the rules, Evan. Don't break the rules.
We don't want you shooting early, Ev.
Yeah, it just happens too often.
Yeah, we can't have that, can we?
No, Mr. Interrupter himself.
Indeed, the king. The Commanders should be tanking or sacking their coach.
Sorry, Matt. Did you go Cowboys? You weren't playoff contender, were you?
Yeah, I went playoff contender for Cowboys.
Commies.
Should be tanking and sacking coach.
Yeah, agreed.
I had them as tank, but
They are tanking, obviously.
Yeah.
Straight at Chase Young. Montez.
for some reason I put
But
them
they
in.
didn't trade the one bloke who said fucking same shit for 7 fucking years.
Unbelievable.
Probably less
I can't believe
of an
that.
asset, though.
Yeah, I elevated them out of tanking into no man's land.
Just
I
because
don't
the
know
Giants
why.
are so bad.
Yeah, just there are so many bad teams in the NFC. I just couldn't have too many in the tank category.
How many have they
So-
won? Washington, 5.
4 and 5.
Oh, yeah. That's probably the reason I think like is they're so close to 500. But I don't know. Yeah, anyone's a fucking chance in the NFC. So that's why I got them in no
How,
man's land. So
how
they
interesting is
back
what the
themselves.
7 seed's done? Like, it's made it has allowed. I don't know whether it adds to the quality of the season, but it just makes when average team plays average team more meaningful a little bit later in the year.
Yeah, I think that's probably the reason where they probably think they have a chance at the playoffs. They're telling each other that, but they are in limbo.
Do you reckon they can ever go to an 8th seed to make it even?
Devo is the regular
Like,
season.
go back to top 2, has a week off.
God, it'd be so bad.
I hope not.
What do you reckon, John?
Tanking and should be tanking. We'll fire the coach. Yeah, there's not much more to say.
I'll be very surprised if we're not on consensus on the next team, the New York Giants tanking.
Super Bowl, obviously.
Yeah, I hope that Brian Daboll gets more rope than one. Yeah, he's obviously had a good year last year.
Coach of the year as well.
Yeah, I hope that if the tank that should be happening happens and they go 2-15, that he doesn't get tipped at the end of it. I think he probably is owed a third year.
I was unsure about this one too. I actually had them no man's land, but I should have put him in tanking. I actually have them
2-7.
tanking. Yeah, no. They should be tanking. I don't know why I had them teetering, but yeah.
Fucking Danny DeVito's playing quarterback there now. Like
His third son.
Yeah.
like
Their
that's it.
quarterback's injured for the season. They
Yeah.
they got minimal offensive talent outside of Barkley.
Saquon's been in
Their
and out
line
too.
stinks, which is
Yeah.
although it happened non-contact. Daniel Jones was fearing for his life every time he dropped back all
Yeah,
year.
yeah. It's just it's the tankathon is in. They won't fire the coach. Daboll will.
How the fuck did they get to the
earn more
playoff
time.
last year with virtually the same pieces?
Great coaching.
Where's off quick, huh?
10-7.
Yeah, maybe people work you out.
Yeah.
Our favourite coach is next. Detroit Lions. Shout out Craig. 6-2. Playoff contender.
Playoff contender, just because I don't rate Goff outside. But if they can get the 1 seed, they're on the verge of Super Bowl contender. Playoff contender for me.
Regardless of seeding, they are a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, agreed. I've got them as the. I think championship game will be Lions at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. How good would that be?
That would
Danny.
be good.
Craig. Got to get Craig on.
Love to see
that
it.
week.
Yeah, definitely. It'll happen.
Vikings are next. 5-4. I'm going to say no man's land with Dobbs. He played good the first game, but you never know. It depends with them because if they're going good, do you bring back Jay Jettas or do you keep him till next? Do you keep him healthy for next year? You know, like that's a thing.
Shut him down.
Depends what's happening. 5-4, you have to be a playoff contender in the NFC. They're probably not going to win a playoff game, but yeah, their record at the moment and the fact that they've traded for a guy to keep it afloat, they probably consider themselves that.
Yeah, no man's land. Vikings.
Yeah, I think they wind up in no man's land. I think that before they traded for Dobbs, it was clear. I think it would have been clear that they'd be tanking, but they've traded for Dobbs for a reason because they want to try and salvage something out of this season, and they obviously feel as though they can make the playoffs. But I still think no man's land. They'll give it a good go. They just won't quite get there.
The Jordan Love Packers. No man's land.
Oh, that wore off quick.
Fuck.
No man's land.
Yeah, I nearly want to say tank, but no man's land.
They have a lot of young pieces, but it's just
he's not
fucking,
he's not the answer though, is he?
He's not the answer,
Yeah.
so I'm saying tank. Yeah.
They won't tank though, which is why they're in no man's land. They'll be 7 wins.
The team that needs to get the number 1, number 2 picks, the Chicago Bears.
They will.
Tank. Obvious.
Yeah, tank.
Yeah,
Check
they
code
should be
change.
tanking, but they're doing it wrong. How the fuck did they just sign Montez Sweat? Like, they're buying when they should be selling. Like,
Well, they have to
what the fuck are
re-sign him.
they
He's off
doing,
contract
man?
this year, so they're probably getting for next year, the year after that.
Yeah, that was forgetting.
I just don't understand them. They're
Well,
crazy organization.
Oh,
But
yeah,
tank,
I agree with that.
Tank,
I
tank.
think they believe in the arm wrestler's son. That's obviously what's happening there. I think that they're tanking, and you know what the beautiful part about their tank is? Even if they're not tanking, they're probably going to have the first overall pick from the Panthers anyway. What
true.
beautiful,
Who also probably aren't tanking
beautiful
either, but they're just
magic.
that bad.
Yeah.
We'll go into the division now. The NFC South, the New Orleans Saints, playoff contender.
Ooh.
Yeah, playoff contender reluctantly just because they're the best team in the division.
Yeah, someone has to win that division, so I also have them as a contender. God, that division stinks.
Yeah, like Minnesota are better than New Orleans for mine. We were just talking about them.
Yeah. I think. I think. Well, look, someone has to win that division, and so it'll probably be the Saints. I think I said this a few weeks ago. They're good enough to get into the playoffs. They're just not good enough to do anything more than that. So they will probably make the playoffs.
Yeah, like
playoff contender.
if they're going to be the 4 seed, if they
They'll
make
lose
the
to Dallas.
playoffs, and they're going to be
Yeah.
playing Dallas or at worst
Yeah.
San Francisco or Seattle. Like,
If-
no
yeah.
chance they bet any of them.
Yeah, if we were talking about a wild card spot that they needed to secure, no fucking way in my mind. But playoff contender because the division's weak.
Atlanta, no man's land. It's the same. It's sort of same. No man's land's a playoff contender because
Should be tanking. Don't have the quarterback answer.
I love the Cardinals this year. They're 1-7, but they have been in each and every game.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
We're talking Falcons though.
Oh,
What the
sorry.
fuck are you
Where the
talking
fuck
about?
did the Cardinals come from?
Wrong bird.
A damn
Wrong
7-letter
word.
word starting with A and ending in A.
Why the fuck did I think we went all the way to the NFC West?
Anyway,
that.
you've
There's a
gone
big
ahead.
scene
You've gone west.
missing
You've
there.
gone west.
Talk
You just can't wait to say, "Oh, Seahawks are going to be Super Bowl contenders." Oh,
You reading my notes, man? What the fuck?
yeah, I'll bet after that fucking embarrassment against the Ravens, another bird.
No man's land for the Atlanta Falcons.
They should be tanking, but
Yeah, they should be
they don't
tanking,
have a
but they
franchise quarterback.
well, they thought it was Desmond Ritter, and then they've ridded themselves of Desmond Ritter, and now it's
riddle me this.
Taylor
it's not
Heineken.
Riddle, it's Ritter. It's not the Riddler. And now now they've got the Heineken in there, and I like the Heineken. Always have, always will. John O. Smith, good connection. No
why
man's
can't they
land.
throw it to the other tight end? Fuck me.
Kyle Pitts,
Oh,
because
please.
Kyle Pitts is ready for a fucking trade. That guy needs a change of scenery.
Doesn't
like I
he?
need a fucking.
Doesn't he?
Sore shoulders and blocking the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Good. The Bucks are next. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Matt. I'm going to say should be tanking.
Yeah, absolutely should be tanking. All their better players are rolled. They should have tipped it.
Fuck. You guys are right, but I got a no man's land. I'm just going to stick with it. No man's land.
They'll end up in no man's land because
Yeah.
they're not tanking, but they should be.
Bucks, yeah?
Yeah, Bucks. The
Sneak
Bucks.
in.
Ooh.
Sneak in. 7th seed, baby. Sneak in, 7th seed.
Hold on. What the fuck
Rashid
is your
White.
playoff picture?
It's
What,
Baker Mayfield's
Hold on.
brother.
what's the NFC? What does the NFC playoff picture look like?
Wait, let's finish after the West. We'll go
yeah,
for our
that's
playoff.
right. You can
Yeah.
challenge
I
me
thought
later.
no, you challenge at the end
I
of
was,
the fucking
I was
round.
going to challenge him in the Dallas. We can't challenge yet.
Yeah. So we'll do, after the challenge, what we'll do is we'll do playoff picture,
picture.
and then at the start of the season we had our Super Bowl. We're not going to go through our whole
I can't
playoff
even
picture,
remember what I said. I probably said the Jets.
but the
You said the Jets Chiefs.
yeah,
fuck.
No, sorry, you said Jets Seahawks.
I said Super Bowl. Anyway,
I said
he said
Lions
that.
and you
Eagles.
can have the opportunity to will you
Lions,
back your
Chiefs.
pick in? I think that's the way. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway,
Lions, Eagles,
getting
Lions,
back to
Chiefs.
Bucks. That's bold. I like it.
Panthers should be tanking for 2025, not
They-
24,
I think they
25.
are. Yeah, I mean they're terrible.
They're tanking for the Bears.
Well, they are bad. Like they're going to get plenty of good picks anyway. Like they're shit. They're the worst team in football, probably. Actually, New England are probably worse than them, to be honest. But somehow they beat the Jets just because of Bill Belichick. But anyway,
I got the Carolina Panthers in no man's land.
they are in no man's land, although their record
It's
doesn't
1-7.
suggest that.
Yeah.
They're playing like they're in no man's land.
Yeah, they're tanking to help the Chicago Bears, unfortunately. What they're hoping for is some favourable trades their way in future. The tank is on, baby.
And the team that played the Super Bowl last month, the Niners, playoff contenders.
Super Bowl contender, just because there has to be one other than Philadelphia.
I also have them as playoff contenders, Evan.
Yeah, someone's got to win that division, and I think that the 3-game skid is not necessarily telling. I think the team is better than that. So, San Fran playoff contenders. I don't know them as a Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
Not anymore.
The Seattle Centerlink Seahawks, playoff contender.
Yeah, playoff contender.
Playoffs, baby.
No man's land.
This guy's shitting on our teams. Get him.
John's playoff picture will be amazing. Surely you can't have Dallas and Seattle in no man's land. Surely
I can't wait to see his NFC playoff picture.
I do.
he's going to be making it up.
I do. Fucking oath I do. I'm telling you. I'm
this
telling
is
you.
too good.
Fucking listen to me. Everybody at home, if you're going to put a multi on whatever I've said. I'm going to go do that as soon as I get home.
Oh, the LA Rams in no man's land.
Yeah, they are there.
No man's land.
I think...
Making the playoff.
Well, they have. Someone has to make it. He's got to have 7 teams.
Yeah, I'll have 17. Wait, is that the last division?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right. They're making the playoffs.
Yeah, because you've only got 6, and I've been counting, and you can't have Arizona. Right, Arizona, obviously,
Tanking.
universal tank. Move on.
Universal tank. All right.
Can we just edit in what I said before about the Cardinals? They're 1-7, playing with effort, but they're tanking.
Yeah, that's the right way to tank. That's the Miami Brian Flores way. Like, just,
Keep morale
yeah,
up.
and then
That's
just
the
losing the
thing.
fourth quarter every
Exactly.
week.
Yeah, but he got fired because he wasn't actually tanking.
Yeah, but
So it's not the right way to
He was
tank.
telling him
He
to
wasn't
stop in the
tanking.
fourth quarter for 13 weeks, and he stopped telling him to stop.
Yeah.
So playoff picture. I'm interested in John's first.
Okay, so what did I say?
So we're going to
again?
NFC. We'll go AFC first.
So hang on. So my playoff picture, I had the Chiefs winning the division. I had.
No, hang on. Let's go one. Let's go. Actually, let's change it up. We'll go seed
All
one
right, hang
each.
on. I need to write this shit down.
Yeah, you need to write this shit down. Seed one AFC Ev for you.
I think the Ravens. Pimp the Chiefs for number one.
Yeah, Ravens for me.
You always say pimp. It's pip.
Pimp and holes.
It's not pimp.
They
It's
make-
Pimp that car. Remember that
It
show?
means
That
I'm
car.
gonna take one off.
Pimp my
Pimp my
ride.
ride. Pimp my ride.
Yeah.
They were cars though.
Great car.
Yeah, so Ravens. Who's your one
Ravens.
seed? Johnny, one seed AFC.
Ravens.
2,
2 seed the Chiefs.
Jags.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I had the Jags as well.
Third is the Jags.
Chiefs.
I had the Chiefs and then the Dolphins.
Jags.
And sorry, you had Dolphins 4th. John?
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Buffalo.
Buffalo's. Oh,
Yeah.
dearie me.
Yeah, I don't believe in Miami. So.
5th seed will be the Bungles.
Yeah.
Bengals.
Browns.
Ooh.
Yeah. Did everyone have Bengals? Yeah.
Yeah. 6th seed will be the Bills.
Dolphins.
Swap
Bengals.
them around.
Yeah. 6, I have Cleveland.
Ooh. And 7th seed, I'll go with the Browns. AFC North.
Browns.
Chargers.
Ooh.
Fucking Texas Stakes, baby. Let's go to
Texans.
Texans.
Yeah.
Well, you've waited for this moment, the viewers. The NFC picture.
So the big takeaway from there is that John has Buffalo missing the AFC. Do you have Buffalo as well?
I have them missing the
Yeah.
playoffs.
No,
as
I
well.
have them in 6th.
Yeah, me and you had them in.
Yeah, no, John and I.
They're a team.
I said at the start of the season
Yeah.
that Buffalo had been missing the playoffs.
That's a
in
big
our
take.
preseason episode.
Fuck you, man. NFC. Yeah, Philly are going to be hard to take off the number 1 seed.
Philly 1 seed and 1 overall too.
Yeah, Philadelphia number 1.
2, I'll go
Well,
Lions.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Philadelphia number 1.
2 Lions.
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
He's just making it up as he goes.
I'm trying to remember.
Can't have them. The 3rd is the Niners.
Seattle.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. You believe in Seattle more than I do, man. No, I'm going with the Niners 3rd seed. John?
Yeah, Niners 3rd seed.
4th, the Saints.
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 Well, yeah, Saints.
Yeah, I can't wait for this, Johnny. The 5th is going to be Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Seattle.
Vikings.
Pardon?
Vikings. I had them as a playoff contender.
But
Didn't I?
5th seed, though.
Yeah. He's
Yeah, well,
he's got
fuck.
Dallas out. So
I've got them.
back
Well,
Philly.
them, the Bucks or the Rams.
What the fuck is that picture?
he's got back Phillies.
He's got Seattle missing out.
And the cow. That's so good.
It's gonna be a miserable playoffs for
so
all
Dallas,
of us boys.
and yours was
The Vikings.
Vikings. Okay.
6 will be the Vikings.
Niners.
Dallas.
Bucks.
7th will be Seattle.
Vikings.
Man, it's tough.
Don't.
Who gives a fuck? It's Atlanta. I don't know. Atlanta.
How do you have the Rams at 3 and 6 making the playoffs?
Ain't that bad. Oh fuck. Oh.
And he has the Bucks at 3 and 5 as well. What is this comeback?
Because the Bucks actually look good. They just lost a couple close ones.
They've got
And the Rams are just gonna have to fucking pull some shit out there. Okay, nah. Okay, in
They've
all
got
honesty,
4 losses in the NFC.
right,
How can
all
they
right,
possibly
all
make
right,
the playoffs?
All right, I fucked that one up.
Well, they couldn't-
I'm
they
gonna
could've
write.
the fourth
I'm gonna, no, I
seed.
fucked that one up. I'm gonna write off the Rams. That's a lot worse than I thought. Maybe it's recency bias there. And I'm gonna put the Seahawks in at 6. Seahawks, but I'm still not putting Dallas in. And I'm putting fucking the Bucks in at 7.
Oh my god,
Yeah, that's fair.
Dallas.
That works. So
Fucking
Seahawks
he's
6,
better than
Bucks
Buccaneers,
7.
seriously.
The NFC
Yeah,
is
the
so
Rams
poor,
are worse
man.
than I thought.
Yeah, but Dallas aren't shit. Like, they're
Dallas will
clearly
be
not.
shit. So you want to
They've
challenge me on
lost to
that?
Philadelphia and San Francisco.
We only-
out of
And
the three.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona was a
So
shocker.
yeah, it
but
doesn't
then we
matter.
lost.
They're approaching shockers.
The only other 2 losses was to the NFC Championship teams.
Yeah.
With one was a bad one, the one we just lost.
Yeah.
We had a last drive and failed.
It's
So-
hard to see.
Well, I think that in reality you're going to have a lot of last drives and fails. That's
So,
what I'm saying.
at the start of the year, who did you have as your Super Bowl contenders or your Super Bowl, Matt?
I had Jets and Seattle.
So
They had the same.
if Aaron Rodgers
No, I
hadn't
didn't
got
have Seattle.
if Aaron Rodgers hadn't got hurt, would you be happy to keep that pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure on Seattle now,
Yeah.
like in hindsight.
Yeah, they'll play
Like,
playoffs.
They'll be in the playoffs. But yeah, if Aaron Rodgers was still healthy, yeah, I'd still have him up there. I mean, you can see it, man. That defense is fucking elite. Offensive weapons are there. They're just not.
Yeah.
There's just like varying competency at the quarterback position for the Jets. God, they're bad.
What about you, Johnny? Who did you have?
I actually don't think I had the Jets. I'm trying to remember, but
you did
I'm
have the
pretty
Jets.
sure I did have. I'm pretty sure
You
I
had,
did have the Jets.
I'm pretty sure you had.
I thought I had the Dolphins as doing better
Yeah.
than the Jets, and I'm pretty sure
Yep.
it was Dolphins Lions.
Yeah, and would
I didn't
you
pick
be
the
happy
Jets.
to keep that?
Nah. Right now, looking at what I've got on my screen, I would say it would easily be Texans Bucks. No, it would be. It would be fucking South. Ravens. I would say Ravens Eagles.
All the birds.
They're just
Yeah.
dominant teams
So
right now.
You had
I'm pretty comfortable with my picks. I had Philadelphia, Jacksonville, and I'd prefer to have the Ravens, but I'm happy enough to have the Jags. And I'd be absolutely astonished if Philadelphia didn't make the Super Bowl. As long as their quarterback is available to play, I'd be astonished that they didn't make the Super Bowl.
and the first game of the season was my last, so that was Lions and Chiefs, which I'm still happy to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's
that's
still good.
that's right in the game. The Chiefs, yeah. I'd be more worried about the Chiefs than the Lions, as strange as that sounds.
So we're not saying the Bucks or
The Rams.
the Rams are going to make the Super Bowl. Is that
Puka
what we're saying?
Nakua, MVP.
It started so
Isn't Matt
well for
Stafford
them.
hurt now?
Yeah, well, you know, fucking.
Cooper Cup's been hurt.
Brett
Yeah,
Brett Rippon. And they signed
don't worry,
they
man.
signed a
Sorry.
backup quarterback called Dresser Win.
Dresser win.
Dresser Win.
That's what they're doing,
Let-
guys.
let's-
Every week, fucking win out. They're going to dress a win out.
Let's
That's it.
kind
What
of
is Dresser?
circle that convo in put a bow in that for 9 weeks' time and see how we go.
Yes, very good. Well, on that note, let's get into our game reviews. Now, we missed last week. We're not going to go through every game from last week, but Matthew, do you want to really quickly tell us where we sat on the leaderboard coming into this week?
So this was from 2 weeks ago where the leaderboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Wow, he's already coughing. He hasn't had his shot yet. That's incredible.
The reason we missed last week is I was extremely sick, and I'm trying to come back from that. But anyway.
The flu game.
Well,
Very
so from 2 weeks ago, Mitch got a 5 out of 5 burger. Well done. I got 4 out of 5. Evan 3 out of 5. John 1 out of 5.
Wait,
Ca-
what were
yeah.
the games again? Just
Who
really
cares?
quickly.
Who cares?
How did I get only one?
I'll tell you now.
No, I'll tell you. I got it.
He's got the
Yeah,
screenshots.
yeah.
He's got the screenshots,
Of course.
obviously.
So we got the Cowboys Rams. You went with the Rams.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
Packers Vikings. We all went with the Vikings. Titans Falcons. You went with the Falcons. Seahawks Browns. You went with the Browns. And Colts Saints. You went with the Colts.
Correct.
Yeah, that's one for
Fucking
That's
hell.
1 for 5.
Fucking hell.
Ouch.
We've
Okay.
gone 1.5 seasons of the First Down Under podcast, and when we pick the scores each and every week, each one of us, I think, have gotten reasonably close at, picking the game score, or might be like 1 or 2 points out. 2 weeks ago,
You nailed one.
I nailed one, 24-20, the Vikings. Victor's
24-10,
over.
yeah.
Sorry, 24-10 over the Green Bay Packers. In the same week, Mitch also picked the correct game score. Cleveland Browns, Seattle Seahawks, 24-20.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How about that?
Very good, and I clearly picked nothing.
Yeah.
Well, one game, the only obvious one. This week, though.
It
this
was
week,
obvious that Dallas was going to beat LA, but you just picked LA.
must have picked him out of spite.
We're going to go
what's
to
next?
Frankfurt Stadium, Frankfurt, the Miami Dolphins against the Kansas City Chiefs. It was not the
Strange
offensive
game.
clinic
Yeah.
that we're all expecting.
Can I say, Tyreek Hill, you fucking dickhead. Because
That fumble.
I'm pretty sure that fumble. That fumble. So stupid. This is the thing. This is why I'm not high on the Chiefs right now. That was a touchdown, right? So the Chiefs put up 14 points against Miami, who don't have a amazing defense. They have an all right defense. The Chiefs put up only 14 points.
I think the problem with Miami is that they can't put up enough against Kansas City or Buffalo.
No, only against Denver.
And Buffalo and Kansas
Denver.
City. Kansas City and Buffalo are going worse than what they've gone. But
Yeah.
they're still better than Miami.
Yeah, that's the thing. But, this is
Who
why
did
I'm not
Miami-
high on
who
the
did
Chiefs.
what corner did Miami just get back? I just had a mental
Jalen
blank.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just got to give him a bit of time, settle back in. Their defensive front aren't too bad, man. I think they lead the league in QB hits. they'll come good. I think their defense will come good. Man.
Leading the league in QB hits is like saying, my dick is almost bigger than any other dick that this girl has been with. Like, you didn't fucking finish the job.
It's pressure.
Yeah, everything's pressure. But, mate, you didn't finish the job. No, you don't get the
Just
sacks.
Fangio blitz.
I'm always it's like always being late. But I was close to being on time several times at work. I'm always late, though.
I don't know. I've just the way I look at Miami, since the start of last year, they've played 26 games, and all 26 of them have, other than the one Skylar Thompson started, have nearly looked exactly the same. They just look exactly the same. Yeah. Where is Skylar Thompson, by the way?
Is he
Cameo.
Okay.
It's $14.
Might be on OnlyFans soon if he can't get a starting gig.
What did we pick, Matt?
21-14 was the final score. Kansas City Chiefs. Evan 27-24 Kansas City. Matt 28-24 Kansas City. Mitch 31-27 Kansas City. John went with the Dolphins 31-28. Dropped the Dolphins.
And they probably fucking should have won.
They probably should have fucking won. So, yeah.
Skylar Thompson's still the backup.
Yeah.
Is he second string though or third string? The second string. It'd be third string because the second string's Mike White.
He's third string, and he was last seen converting a 3-yard run on 4th down on the 27th of August in the preseason.
What a legend. All right, we go from Frankfurt to Baltimore, where the Ravens hosted the Hawks. I was looking forward to this game, but the Ravens kind of did to the Hawks what they did to Detroit. They invite people in and then rear end them. And
Is that what they do?
that's what they do. That's basically what football does, man.
No Vaseline, just
No
right
Vaseline,
in there.
man. Yeah.
All I'll say is at least they invited him.
That's true.
It's
Consent
consensual.
is very
It was
important, guys.
consensual.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, Seattle accepting the invite probably is the consent.
Yeah.
Oh, we all went with the Ravens.
By nowhere near that margin.
Evan 31-24, John 30-16, 23-20, 27-20.
What did I say? 30-16.
Yeah, you were
Yes,
close.
it's
I was the closest on the margin.
Yeah, you were close.
You were close. Yeah.
I mean,
Closest.
still while off. But
20 points off.
Yeah, but considering.
All right, on to the beasts in the NFC East. Philadelphia Eagles at Dallas Cowboys.
This is the problem.
Wrong.
So this is why I don't have.
Wasn't at Dallas.
It was at Philly, yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, was it? Oh, was that Philly?
The reason why I've soured on Dallas is because you guys fucked me in this week. You should have beaten them.
We should have. There was just little moments.
Yeah, but these little moments happen every single week.
Not really.
Sometimes you get lucky enough to get over them.
Great game.
Great game. Both teams deserved to win. That was it. One team had to win. Unfortunately, it was our worst rivals, but yeah, you know what? We'll give them a win at home. That's it.
Couple of goal line opportunities there.
Goal line.
I don't know about both teams deserving to win is a strange concept.
Is there such
it
thing
is
as
a
a
strange concept.
as a good loss? Because I'd say
No.
that was a good loss.
There's no such thing as a good loss.
They played well.
I'm happy how
enough
they
to
played.
win against
Mm,
most
yeah.
teams is probably but Philadelphia.
I think the
better
biggest
than
moment was not even like when Dak stepped down the 2-point conversion. We had a first and five with 30 seconds left. We got done for of course, a classic Dallas penalty, false start, then a sack with no timeouts. Thanks, Terrence Steele. Thanks, mate. And then just 2 incompletions, game, set, match. But hey, what can you do?
And a fumble. A couple of fumbles.
Did we? No.
CD Lamb had a fumble.
No, he probably recovered out of bounds.
Yeah, something like that. But there was.
Don't look at your fantasy stats.
I'm not
watch
looking
the
at my
game.
fantasy stats. I did watch the game. I'm looking at my my notes.
Your notes.
But also Dak had a fumble as well.
He recovered it. He didn't lose any
But
points.
But you
didn't lose any
down.
points, did he, mate?
But you lose it down and you lose space.
Still,
You lose yards.
Jalen Hurts had a fumble. Miles Sanders had a fumble.
Remember-
Not Miles Sanders.
Who won?
Fucking Swift had a fumble.
Remember Dax rushing the
Dak
red
was
zone
great.
where he
Dak
went
was
flipped
superb.
around? Did you
Yeah.
see the meme
It's
of like
unbelievable.
8-1?
8-1.
Brilliant.
Good on Philly. It was a great game. So I got to give it to him at Lincoln Financial.
So what did we all pick?
Philadelphia won 28-23. Evan doing Evan things, hedging his
Win-win.
bets. He got the win-win as he calls it. He went with Philadelphia 24-23.
They don't do the double. Don't worry, lads.
I went Philadelphia 31-17. Mitch went with Philadelphia 28-17. John went with the Cowboys 21-20. Come on, John.
Whoa, well done, man. Come on, John.
Come on, that
It's interesting. The situational football is
fucking buffoon.
is huge. Like Philadelphia scored their first offensive possession, and they scored their first off, which was the second.
Of the second, second half, third quarter.
I think that coaching won this game. Like they scored off a scripted series early, straight after halftime, and they scored off their first possession, which is always scripted as well. And that 14-point differential was the difference in the game. Like Dallas outgained them. Time possession was level. Dak probably played better than Jalen.
CD was better than AJ.
CD played amazing. The running back was pretty non-existent both sides. Dallas probably played better for longer, but the coaching and that's a huge
They even say
issue.
the Mike McCarthy game clock, as he always loves to fuck up. We had 5 minutes left when we had our second last drive, and he wasted 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I just think I look at it and go, like, between Dallas's coaching staff, they couldn't stop Philadelphia both times they had the ball in each half. The first time they had the ball in each half, and
The rest of the time
Philadelphia stopped Dallas both times, and that was the difference.
Moving on.
Bills at Bengals. Demar play?
No,
No.
No, he didn't.
Didn't need to.
He hasn't got on the field this year, actually,
He has.
by the way.
he has. I think game 3. Week
I
3.
thought he was named but didn't play. But physicality here, hey, like different.
Punch in the mouth.
Yeah, similar way that they beat them last time.
Yeah, the games look so similar. It was 20.
Great to see.
Yeah, 24-18.
I love it.
Evan was the only one that went with the Bills.
Buffalo, Cincinnati probably should have won by more, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, they would have won by more, but I think they just kind of put themselves into cruise control.
Yeah, we all went with the Bengals. Otherwise, John 27-22. I said 21-20.
Pretty close, John.
I had the
1 point
margin
off.
almost.
Yeah, 1 point off the margin. Well done, man. And Mitch 25-22. And we round things out at MetLife. Yeah. LA Chargers, New York Jets lead us in, John.
Why?
A Brandon
Why?
Staley defensive masterclass. That's
fuck.
how he made.
No,
that's
it's
how he
not.
made his
No.
reputation.
It's a Zach Wilson offensive shit show.
Yeah, it is.
What do
Cue
you
what
do?
John said a month ago that Zach Wilson been fucking the saviour.
Yeah, I never said that a few months ago. I think I said it last year.
On the intro you did.
He looked
I
better
can't remember.
in weeks 5 and 6 or whatever. Like
Yeah,
was
he did.
poor.
He did. Look, listen, there's a few things here to consider. Is it actually all Zach Wilson? It probably isn't. You got hardly any offensive linemen that have, like, the group that started is not the group now. So you've got you're missing your right tackle in Elijah Vera Tucker. You're missing your center in Connor McGovern.
Aren't you in your third string center?
We were our third string center. Then our second string center came back, but he's never played center with Zach Wilson yet. So he's now playing center for Zach Wilson. We lost our left tackle, Dwayne Brown. We've got our left guard, the only motherfucker, Laken Tomlinson, who should get injured. Sorry, it's not very nice to say. That motherfucker's a turnstile. Like, he just lets people through. But, I mean, he gave
You want to name the whole team while you're at it?
Bro, 6 sacks. He let in 3 of the 6 sacks.
Is it a worry that since the bye week they look worse than what they did before it?
Well, the thing is, the entire team doesn't look worse. The defense actually looks better. But
offensively.
But offensively, they look worse. But it was the game before the bye week where they lost all these linemen.
Yeah, when they played Philly and won.
Yeah, actually, Denver was when they all started on this shit.
Yeah, their win against Philly is like a remarkable outlier. Like that's so
It's
strange.
defense again, though. Once again, it was defense. Like, I mean, we won that game. What was the score?
16-13 or something?
No, it was
2013, wasn't it?
2014.
2014,
Right? So we won that
yeah.
game off of good defense. Nothing else, So the reality is, like, if we had mediocre quarterback play, like we're seeing out of some backup quarterbacks in the league, we would be okay. But we don't. And we've also got a really bad line right now. And outside of Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, you have no one else to support you.
Yeah, I think
What do
one
you do?
thing about missing the week, the only positive about us missing last week is I think that the Jets-Giants game was probably the worst game of football I've ever watched.
Oh, it was horrendous. No, it was easily the worst game. Well, actually, no. The worst game of football I ever watched was last year, that Amazon Prime game. Remember the Colts?
Oh, yeah. All
They were
field goals.
all like the
It was all-
Colts
it was
and
all field
Denver.
goals, wasn't it?
And Denver, and we were like, oh my God, don't go to overtime. And then it went to fucking
That
overtime.
was bad.
The Giants game was second worst.
Other than,
But that game didn't have 24 punts in it.
I think if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back this year,
I reckon that for the entire rest of the season, there's a chance the Giants and Jets both don't hit 20 in a game. In all games.
Yeah.
The Jets will win some games. The Giants will probably lose every game for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I can see that happening. So what do I say? The Jets, great, amazing on defense. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback. You know, we helped the whole team to 188 yards all game.
That's good D.
That's fantastic, D.
Great D.
Great D.
But you know, what do you do when you can't score?
Yeah. Well, final game score was 27-6 minus the 2 touchdowns, as John said. So it's actually 13-6. Evan went LA Chargers 19-17. I went with LA Chargers 23-17. Mitch 24-17 Chargers. We were very close on picks here, but John, loyalist to the bitter end. New York Jets 16-14. And
It's not that funny, realistically.
That's probably actually we should have kept them to 14 points. This is probably why we lost, by the way, is because I picked the Jets. It just happens. I should have picked the Chargers.
yeah, do the Evan strategy every week, man. Hedge your bets.
I don't believe in this win-win scenario. It's lose-lose.
Well, it's working for him. He's keeping the Cowboys season alive with his win-win.
All right, let's pick
strategy.
Jets games every week. I'll say that they're going to fucking ruin themselves, and maybe we'll do some good.
Maybe. Well, I'll tell you what is
I'll get
good.
you up the ladder.
What is good?
Mitch has gone back-to-back 5 from 5 picks.
Oh,
Holy
all right.
shit.
Let's applaud that. What, am I
The
gonna
champ
do
is
anyone?
here.
Come on, guys. Come
That's
on,
3
guys.
for the year too. How
That's
good.
very good. If only Mitch's multi won as many times.
Well, we'll get
We're
to
catching
that.
up.
We
I'll
will
share.
get to that.
I'll share some of those flowers. I also got 5 from 5 this week. Evan, very close, 4 from 5. John, 2 from 5 this week, 1 from 5 the week prior.
Wow.
Your,
Get a double shot in there, son.
Your tips
Yeah.
are looking like the Jet season coming off
The Tank
coming
Fest.
off a bye, man.
Tank Fest
But
is on.
fortunately,
We've
we
got
got,
some
Mitch?
tequila. All right, serve me up, brother.
Azul Agaves.
And
Serve me up.
as Mitch is pouring that, I'll do the season ladder. Where do we fall? in
Even
season?
the aromas of this are an atrocity.
John,
Is that enough, John Jurgen? That's
That's for one.
I've got to do a double shot. So take it to that line. That's
take it to the bridge.
That's a double.
Limp
that's a-
Biscuits.
it's all
that
about
a
the he
double
said,
shot or a
she said
triple
bullshit.
shot?
That's-
3.5.
That's a 3.5 shot. You're right.
smell from
It's
here.
about 90 mils, but yeah.
You reckon?
That's a lot, yeah. You should be able to drive home still.
Isn't a nip
Well-
30 mils? So that's 3 shots.
Oh, no, a shot's 30 mils.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Says
this is
90.
about 90 mils. That's like 3 shots.
Yeah, you'd be right there. You want to tip it back in? I mean, we could...
Nah, fuck it.
Keep
We'll
it.
do it. We'll do it.
Lord.
It's about how many yards Danny DeVito got against the Jets. What was it, minus 1 yard?
No, he didn't. He wasn't there. It was
Before you
Tyrod
take
then
it,
him. Yeah, he
does
was.
anyone want to know the season?
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
where are we?
John, bottom of the ladder, 18 points. Evan is now 5 points clear on 23 points. Mitch
Clear
in
of me?
second place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You're
5 points.
Fuck.
clear. There's 2 points between Evan and Mitch.
need
Mitch
some
on
good
25. I've not moved off the top, boys. 26.
Ooh.
Keep
So you're
pumping
nine-
away when you're on top.
You're 9 points ahead of John?
Yeah.
8.
It's okay because
Something
we know
like
we're
that.
going to do a 32 pick at the end of the year like we
Oh,
always do.
fuck.
Yeah.
No.
And
Yeah,
you're,
we should definitely-
you're
we should
probably going to get it wrong.
definitely
Week 18. Week 18.
Should
I'll pick the Giants
definitely
again
do
to
that
win.
again.
That'll be my undoing. All right, well,
Cheers, John.
Sadly, not in a copper pot still, but was double
chin-
distilled in it before.
chin. Chin. Now, I've been very sick, so if I like cough and splutter, I'm going to go die over there while we get to the next
Basically
segment.
medicinal.
Yeah, next segment is Mitch's multi, so if I have to cark it over there for a little bit.
No. Don't
We'll
we have
get
to
into it.
don't we have to preview games?
Oh, yeah, what
we
am I
do.
saying?
He hasn't even had any yet.
Haven't
The,
even had
the
it. Oh,
good
here we
thing
go.
about this bottle, though, there was 21 standard drinks in it. Now there's only 18 because 3 of them are there. Oh, wow. Those agaves. Oh, get them blue.
Oh, I can smell it from here. Get it off.
Hecho in Mexico. Handcrafted, actually.
I wonder if as it's getting older, it's getting worse.
I don't. I know it is. From doing it 2 weeks ago, it's definitely getting worse. And unfortunately, so is your tipping. So there's plenty more of that bottle left.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was a good man.
Its edge, but it just tastes worse.
Yeah, I think even Jesus Christ would say no.
God.
Shout out Jesus.
Jesus,
Shout out to
Jesus, as they'd call him in Mexico. Anyway, hello to all our evangelical viewers.
All right, let's get into our game previews, and let's start with the Browns Ravens.
So we got
I'm
Matt,
last,
Matt
so-
Mitch, Evan.
If you don't interrupt, I was about to say that, but you know,
it's all good. I will jump the gun. Just want you to recover. Just want you to
typical
recover.
young bloke.
I know.
He's
Just want
going
you
to
to
get
recover.
it. You're getting a
Sees all
shot
the
if you
balls, wants to
misbehave
fuck
again.
'em all.
You should take a shot for that Amon-Ra St. Brown pick. 100% rostered.
Yeah, I should.
100% rostered.
But it wasn't that bad a pick. Everyone else thought like me.
Do you want to finish that off, John? Keep going.
Oh, Browns Ravens. Who wants to pick first? You got to pick first.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's the leaderboard.
Yeah, well, last time these two teams met, Ravens crushed them at the Browns, and they're, as I said before, the Ravens have a habit of inviting people in and rear-ending them consensually.
So is this
they'll
3
be-
straight home games for the Ravens?
Something like that.
Will you
Nah,
let
it's
him
3 out of 4.
finish a fucking sentence?
Language cunt.
Hang on a sec. Enough swearing here. We're going to get banned here.
I think that the raping might have got us.
Yeah, we already have been banned, so the last 40 minutes hasn't been recording. But it's 3 and 4 weeks. The Lions game there was one away in between the Lions and the Seahawks.
Overseas. Yeah, they're in
yes.
London.
Yeah.
It won't be as high scoring. Browns defense is a heck of a lot better than what Detroit and the Seahawks are reasonably good defense. But I'm going to go Ravens 20. It'd be closer. 24-18.
Ravens 27, Browns 14.
Oh, I'm close there. I got 27-17 Ravens.
Yeah, I got 31-20 Ravens. Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, man,
Yeah, I think the Browns are just not as strong offensively. So the second game
we got to
is
let Matt get those points down later. Or you can do it out of the recording.
Yeah. Right, fine.
second game. 49ers, Jacksonville Duval Jaguars.
Interesting. 3 straight losses for the Niners coming off a bye week.
Yeah, I don't think the bye will help the Niners.
They have
either.
Debo back, hopefully, if that can help.
Yeah, no, I like the Jags a lot in this. I'm going the Jags in a close one and 28-27.
Richo.
10 a.m. body clock game for the Niners. I'm a believer in Jacksonville. I'm going Jacksonville too. 24-21.
I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey breaking the NFL record, 19 straight games with a touchdown, 21-20 49ers.
Yeah, I just don't see the Niners dropping 4 in a row.
Yeah,
I just think that that's not going to happen. But then Evan picked the Niners.
You've got to catch up
And
somehow.
I got to be a bit strategic about this.
There
Now,
is 10 weeks to go. Oh,
there
plus
is
the
10
playoffs,
there is
so
10
9
there is
plus
10 weeks to
Oh, the
go.
playoffs do count as well, eh?
But I'm going to go 22-17 49ers. Yeah, I just don't think they
My
drop
man.
4 in a row.
yeah, that's fair. What do we got next, John?
Saints Vikings.
Saints Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Dobbs effect will wear off after 1 week, and Saints look like they're putting something together. That defense is formidable, and I think they get it done on the road. Saints 19-14 in a weird score.
Yeah, Saints 24-17. The dome thing, no real issue for Carr. I think they win just.
I got the same 20-16 Saints in a close one in the Dome.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go the Vikings. 18-16.
Yeah, if they're making the playoffs,
Dobbs.
they're winning this game.
They're making the playoffs. They're winning this game.
Yeah,
So
this
I
is
think-
must win if they're going to make the playoffs.
I just don't. I don't believe in Derek Carr. I believe in his ability to usurp himself. That's not slurp himself for the uneducated over here.
$1 slurp?
Not Marilyn Manson himself. I believe in his ability to usurp himself. I just think that he's going to screw shit up for himself. I think that he'll get emotional, angry, and it'll be more of what we've seen recently. And I think that it's not so much Dobbs that's going to win the game, but more so just the players that surround a guy like Josh Dobbs. So 18-16 Vikings.
Next game.
Next game will be fun, I believe. Lions Chargers. Lions
The
Chargers.
Lightning Bolts.
Lions. Yeah, that. the lightning ball. Yeah, Lions, man.
Fuck, that was a big shot.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm buzzing now.
Yeah. The bye week will help the Lions.
Tennants.
And yes, it's on the road, but way too much offense for an average Chargers defense. Yeah, I'm going
really different test, hey, like for the Chargers.
Yeah, it is a different test, and they'll fail. Score-wise, I'm going to go Lions 34, and the Chargers somewhat hanging in there 24. Give them some points.
Yeah, Southern Californian great Jared Goff returns home. And to me, like they're obviously playing a power-packed offense, whereas they played the opposite tonight. They got back cross-country, essentially short week against a team that've had the bye. Lions win, and they win reasonably comfortably. I reckon 30. I'll go 31-21.
Ooh.
Pretty similar margin. Comfortable, I think.
Yep.
I got the Lions winning a very close one, 24-23 with Decker. Is it Dicker the kicker or Decker the kicker? Missing a field goal. Dicker the
Cameron Dicker.
Yeah,
The kicker.
Peterson.
Name.
Missing one. So, 24-23 Detroit.
24-20. Wow, close.
Detroit Rock City.
Cameron, go and Dicker.
Cameron, go and Dicker, eh?
Consensually.
Quite obviously.
I can't see the Lions losing this one. I know the Chargers, did such an elite job on top 5 quarterback Zach Wilson, but it's just not going to happen again. 28-17 Lions, and that takes us to Titans Buccaneers.
We had a bigger shit one. Nice 50-50.
It's a 50-50, isn't it? And
What a battle.
It is a 50-50.
Yeah, I'm liking what Will Levis is providing. Like, with the minimal offensive weapons, he's kind of making it work with what's there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Made it work one week. What did he do last week?
I thought he
Oh,
was
it's
okay.
good, man.
I thought
He
he was
played
okay.
Pittsburgh.
He played
Yeah.
really well.
He was okay.
Pittsburgh defense at home,
Yeah.
there's something different. Like, for his second game ever to almost have a...
First away game as well.
Yeah, 2-minute drill at the end to almost have like a walk-off touchdown. Came up short. I think he had like one timeout, 40 seconds to go the length of the field, something along those lines, and he got pretty darn close. So, I think the Titans win on the road, beat the Bucks. Score-wise, not crazy high. I reckon 17-10.
I'm terribly uncomfortable doing this. And as you can guess, that's probably Tampa with Baker at the helm. They've lost 4 games in a row, Tampa. They've been competitive in all of them. They've lost them all. I don't know. To keep their season alive at home, I'll just go them 21-18.
Tampa to make the playoffs, 17-14 with a Rashad White double.
Ooh,
Interesting.
I hope so.
Well, in true 50-50 style, which I believe this game is, I've got it going to OT at 20-all.
You got
And
a tie?
then, no, I haven't got a tie. I've got Bucks to then kick the 3 after being the second team with possession.
Vacuum?
23-20.
No, Suckup's not. He's currently a free agent, unfortunately.
Yeah, 23-20 to the Bucks in OT. And that finally takes us to where I thought we were, which is Mitch's Multi. Now, 2 weeks ago, guys, two weeks ago, we backed a winner.
We had 5-leg.
We had a 5-legger. What was it paying?
330.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
333 with the power play.
Oh yeah, got to power that play. Buffalo, Dallas, Philly, Baltimore, and Detroit.
And what did we
50
do?
into 160.
And I remember you saying I do not like this multi because Dallas was involved in it and you want the Rams to win.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I was
We
wrong.
tipped the Rams. And then, last week we, again, albeit off the record, were money lining up.
Off the record, but we did
We
do
had a
it.
triple.
Money lining up the Browns, Saints, and the Chargers tonight, which Evan actually wagered the Mitch's multi-stake for us there. Another 103. Well done.
So 2 weeks in a row, we hit Mitch's Multi. Where does that put us on the season? What are we at with our winnings?
We have
up.
$117 in the kitty.
We're at 117 in the kitty. Guys, you can take your wife to a really mediocre dinner and maybe a B-grade Broadway, off-Broadway show.
Yeah, you're not
Hog's
getting
breath,
on
hog's
Broadway
breath.
for 117.
Hog's breath. You can take her to Hog's breath and try and give her some hog in a...
Do they have
put the hog in her
hog's
breath
in the state?
afterwards. They got Hog's breath. No, their version of Hog's breath would easily be like fucking What do they call it? It's that
Not Outback
pasta
Steak.
place. Not Outback Steakhouse.
Applebee's. No.
Applebee's.
Oh,
yeah. Applebee's. Or there's
Olive
that-
Garden.
Olive Garden is the one I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Olive Garden. So, Mitch, what are we doing for a multi this week, brother? Can we make it 3 or 3?
We can and
Last
we
3
will.
weeks?
And
Excellent.
we are rolling with the 3-leg moneyline multi again. We're starting proceedings with a trip to Cincinnati for them to beat the improving Texans. The Texans improving, but Cincinnati improving at a faster rate. $1.32 for Cincinnati. We're then taking that 32 all the way to the Pacific Northwest for Seattle, comfortably accounting for the tanking Commanders / football team / Redskins at $1.36, and then we're gonna save it all for the last game of the week.
Bills.
Where we're going to be loving Super Bowls. The Buffalo boy, I love losing Super Bowls against the Denver Broncos. Buffalo Buffalo are pro at waxing poor teams, and they will absolutely blow the doors off Denver. I thought about putting Dallas in, but at $1.07, why bother? And that is 227.
Yep.
We're going to put our
230 with the power play.
230 with that. So roll the power play, put a 50 on that for another $115. And
That would be good.
maybe you can follow up your lunch at Applebee's with a dinner at Olive Garden.
What's gambling really costing you?
Well,
Nothing yet.
at the moment, nothing. But a few weeks ago, we weren't even going to Olive Garden. We were having that off meat that Joe Exotic was feeding those animals from the Walmart truck.
Yeah.
We were in the red after week 5, but yeah, a couple of nice
nice wins.
nice drives down
Did
the
you know you
fairway
can-
in a row.
Did you know you can bet on the first drive result on all the games?
Okay. Well, when Buffalo played,
Yeah, that's
when Dallas played the Giants,
Yep.
I'll back them to fuck it, Mike McCarthy to fuck it up, but then Dallas to still win 37-3.
So we've got a punt at $1.80, a touchdown, a field goal attempt, and any other.
Well, because does that tell you which team, though?
No, any
So you don't, any team, first drive. So it's the first drive in the game. So it could be
If the Giants get the ball, it fumbles right on.
Yeah, turnover, easy.
yeah.
Let's move on from Mitch's multi, but very nice that we are in the green, my man. Let's now get into my favorite segment, Fantasy SKs and SKs. By now, you've been listening, you've been watching, you know what an SK is, you know what a good one is, you know what a bad one is. Just YouTubers, unfortunately, banned us from saying the word. We lose views when we say the word. So, oops.
Yeah, Evan already said it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There'll be some bleeps in post. We're gonna get Harold to put some bleeps over the word.
And
Yes, that word
You
too.
could say racist. Would that make it any better?
No, this is just getting worse. Let's get into what it should be. Good SKs and bad
Bad
SKs, but
SKs.
let's start with last week's SKs. And
So we'll start
yeah.
from the poo emoji. So number 4 is Matt with Chubba Hubbard or Hubbard.
Yeah,
He's projected to
Chuba
get 12.
Chubba Hubbard.
yeah, well, he had a chubby. That's why he
Chubba
struggled. Only
Hubbard.
got 10 points.
Projected to get 12.4. He got 10.7.
Running with a chub.
His bad was TJ Hawkinson, who leveled his projection at 13.3 and he got 13.9.
He was sitting on 0 for
He
quite
was.
a bit. I was like,
was
oh,
looking at that
yeah.
thinking, Jesus Christ.
The bronze medal after coming first of back-to-back weeks is John. He's a good SK of Kareem Hunt, projected to get 8. He gets 9.8, a little bit above. Not bad.
Nice.
And he's bad of Devontae Smith getting 10 and he gets 14, so a bit over for the bad.
So yeah, I should have just gone back with fucking Devontae Adams, just
Yep.
clearly not getting anything.
You
You
reckon
know when
Hawkins-
you
Yeah.
provided when I asked you guys for your SKs, you said DeAndre.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Is this
Devontae.
like some like obscure wide receiver? Why is he going to have a bad SK? And I was so angry at you. I'm like, you've chosen a bad no-name player as your bad SK. I was searching DeAndre for so long to look up his projection.
Spelt
He
it
doesn't
wrong?
exist. No, you spelt it wrong. You said DeAndre Smith. His name's Devonta Smith.
No,
No,
wrong
he
guy.
meant
I'm talking
DeAndre
DeAndre
Swift.
Swift.
Oh, we had Devontae
Yeah.
Smith, the
Yeah,
wide
like-
You
receiver.
guys are fucking stupid.
You
What-
wrote DeAndre.
Did I?
You
Yeah.
wrote DeAndre Smith.
No, yeah, it is DeAndre Swift.
You wrote Smith.
Yeah,
Are you
Smith.
sure? Go into the chat.
So you've called.
He could have probably auto-corrected
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so
was
Devonta
Swift.
is Smith and
Yeah.
It's
It's
DeAndre is Swift. Yeah,
I think
Taylor's
it probably
brother.
just auto-corrected me
Is-
because I remember writing Swift. But what did Swift get then? Because this could change the rankings.
No, definitely not.
No, he wasn't great. They didn't rush for a lot.
That's right, and I had him as a bad SK.
It was bad.
Yeah.
So I could have actually taken this again.
Swift got
6, I reckon.
9.
And he was projected
to get
to get 13. So I'm actually not bronze, motherfucker.
You would have been
No, you
still
Yeah, you
bronze.
still would be
You are
because
bronze, yeah.
Mitch's are pretty damn good.
But what about
Mine's
And
elite.
Evans are great because
Yeah,
of
okay.
Herbert. Yeah.
We ruined the result, but anyway, silver goes to Chris Olave from the Highlands, Mitch. He's good of Chris Olave with 12. He actually got 16, so 30% above projection. He's bad of, yet again, 4 weeks in a row, Tony Pollard-Gallard, projected to get 16.5, getting 9.3.
Good one.
And the gold medal finally goes to the guy that actually sucks ass in fantasy, thanks for the 5 straight losses in the charity fantasy football and all my players. Good SK of T. Higgins, projected to get 11.4. He got 19. And my bad, who is my starting quarterback who shit the bed today, Justin Herbert, projected to get 8.07, got 4.6.
Nice work, Ev.
Who's your backup?
CJ
Let's
Stroud.
let's not forget though that CJ Stroud
47
45.
to 4.
But let's not forget that the week before he could have had the worst good SK. Now, does it count? Does it not count? It's arguable. But the week before you had who? Brett Maher.
Brett Maher.
You picked Brett Maher, and
Before
the
he
next day
was-
the motherfucker gets cut.
Yeah. And
You
he
picked
hasn't
him as
been
a
picked
good-
up yet either, has he?
I,
But,
thought the revenge game at Dallas, definitely not.
mate, he's not getting another contract. If Ryan Suckup's a free agent and so is Rodrigo Blankenship, then there's no chance Brett Maher gets picked up.
Can I read through the SK reviews from that week? It was the
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
the good SKs
Do
were
it.
a fucking shit show.
Yep.
Mitch picked Amon-Ra St. Brown as his good SK.
100% rostered. Everyone started.
100% rostered.
You got to do what the viewers want. Did you all start? Did you all
That's
start
really
him?
funny.
Did you all start him?
I started him. He did reasonably well.
He actually underperformed. I think he got 16 point something instead of 18 point something. But yeah, he wasn't amazing.
But the fact that you chose a 100% rostered player
Yeah, no,
is
it was
the
ordinary.
point.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the point. As we said, Brett Maher being released, John picked Tyler Conklin, who got 0,
Yeah, that's minus infinity.
and I picked
That was bad.
Kenneth Pickett, 3.42 points. So
So that was catastrophic. This was the worst.
that
Oh, we
was
should have done an
SK.
episode last week.
segment.
My pick's ridiculous, but
You
at
guys
least
could have.
I mean, it's like back.
Who won? Who was the bad?
Oh,
Did
that's
anyone have
funny.
good bad?
Puka Nakua was the bad 7.
Puka
on-
Nakua.
That
Yeah,
shit-
you
that
mispicked
shit's
Puka
funny,
Nakua,
guys.
which was solid.
That
solid.
shit is funny.
Tony Pollard, John had, and he went poorly. Tony Pollard's been taking CD Lamb's spot as a SK regular.
Yeah, very true.
I'd Kenneth
very
Walker.
true.
He would have went
Let's-
bad.
Let's
How
look
good
forward
shit.
now
Bad
into
this
our SK predictions.
Yeah, let's go into our
Yep,
SK
so
predictions. So
I'll-
what was the leaderboard? It was Evan, then Mitch,
Mitch,
then me, then Matt, right? Okay,
So
go.
I'll start with the good. I'll go Dalton Kincaid.
Kincaid.
Tight end for the Bills, projected at 11.44 after his 11 targets and 10 receptions and 68% roster. Pick him up and start him right now. And I'll go with my bad back-to-back. First game back, Kyler Murray projected to get
Back-to-back.
20.11 or 20.11. Don't think he'll get 20 his first game back. Maybe an easily 12 or 13, but not 20.
Mitcho, what do you think, buddy?
I need to change because of Matt's one. So
no, because you get to go first, so he has to change. He's last on the list. It's his fucking problem.
Is he last on the list?
Yeah, he is last
I'm
on the
poo
list.
last on the
emoji.
list, yeah.
He fucked it all up.
Okay, cool. So my
problem.
my good SK is Miles Sanders, who has been underperforming all year, but predicted to only get 6.07. Looking healthier than what he has. Carried the ball 6 times last week and was also targeted 5 times with the pass. Playing Chicago, who are ordinary on both sides of the ball. I'm expecting Carolina to get an even share of possession. 6.07 projection for Miles.
Any bad?
You're bad.
Yeah, and Chicago are giving up 24 points a game to running backs. My bad, unfortunately, Matt. I'm going to steal your thunder. It was Nico Collins.
No, what are you doing?
Yeah, I
gotta
just think
find a bad one now.
it's really difficult to envisage CJ Stroud playing this well away at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Against a team that are on the improve. He's projected to get 13.63, and he's had a great year. But I just think that he gets in and around probably 8.
Not bad. John?
All right, well, my good SKs and my bad SKs, I think, are going to surprise everybody. I'm going to start with the
CD
good.
Lamb and Tony Pollard.
No, but it does involve a Dallas player, my favorite one. My good SK this week is Najee Harris.
Good SK, damn. He's been a
Yeah, my
shocker
good
this
SK.
year.
He has not been that great this year. In fact, if I'm looking statistically speaking, he's rostered 93% of the time, but he's only started 50% of the time. So that's only for your bigger leagues. But I think at 12.10 points, this week he does actually get something done well against the 23 ranked Green Bay Packers. That's my good SK. Now, my bad SK, you guys are going to call me a homer. You're going to call me a dickhead, an idiot. You're going to think I'm just shitting on Paul 11 here, who's got no hope of seeing his team make a Super Bowl in this decade. But here's the reality.
We're the same boat. Jets aren't going to make a Super Bowl
That's
this
okay.
decade.
I know
that's
that.
okay.
But that's fine.
I'm used to failure now.
Are
I've
you?
seen it for 23 years.
Excellent.
I haven't even seen them in a conference.
Between them and Chelsea, you've got no fucking hope.
Oh,
Throwing Parramatta.
Chelsea's won the Champions League twice, but yeah, Parramatta is another 80s team.
Anyway,
Parramatta's
point
80s, Dallas 90s. Ugh, what can you do?
Chelsea 2000s. Continue.
Anyway, to
Mitch.
continue on this point, Dak Prescott. Now, I know that they're playing the Giants.
At
but
home.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I know that they're playing the Giants, but I do believe that the Giants' front four is still really, really good. And what we know is that when Dak actually cops pressure in his face, that's when he's liable to make mistakes. He has got a projection of 19.81, and I just think he falls short of that. I don't think he's going to have an abysmal game, but if he falls at like a 13, 14, which I think is pretty fair against the Giants, that doesn't mean they're not going to win. I think they'll do really well against the Giants, but I don't think he'll be the reason that they're doing incredibly well.
Probably right. Week 1, we got 3 defensive touchdowns against the Giants, and Dak didn't really do much.
I nearly went this for kind of similar reasons, but I just think like there's a possibility that like Cooper Rush is handing the ball off and Dak's sitting down at like 21-3 with like
Well, you know what?
13 minutes to go.
If that happens, and at that point he's only thrown one tutty,
Yeah.
I'm up, baby. So, Dak Prescott.
Dallas probably only need 10 to win. Like
At home as well, we have them
like
off.
13. Like the Giants aren't going to get past
14
10.
straight home wins for Dallas. Hopefully
So,
it continues.
Yeah, no, I think Dallas
Yeah,
will win.
yeah.
I think Dallas will win.
It's just,
but I think
do
that
you
Dak
think he'll
Prescott.
we'll throw touchdowns. Maybe we can get Pollard back into the game.
No, I just think that it's not going to be a game where they're going to ask Dak Prescott to do a whole lot. And
probably
I
right.
think that the
Heavy dose
rush
Pollard.
is going to be in his face. Will he throw lots of turnovers? I don't think he's going to throw like 5 picks or something like that. But I don't think he's going to get to 19.81 because the matchup is way too favorable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm not actually shitting on your boy.
No, understand.
Yeah, in reality,
I
I'm not
agree.
shitting on your boy.
19's a bit too high.
Yeah, I think it's a bit too high. I'm not shitting on him. I
Sorry,
actually
Matt.
think it's just
You
the
starting him?
circumstance.
Oh yeah,
Maybe trade him?
Well, before we recorded, didn't you say you wanted trade?
I
back?
said it 4 weeks ago, and you're like, yeah, we'll talk about it. Now he's
You
got
also
3
said
straight
it-
plays
you
of 20
also-
points.
You also said it 2 hours ago. I can offer him to you.
Yeah, but what would you want? Justin Herbert?
Your whole squad.
Yeah, please, take
You
it.
literally said your whole squad.
Yeah, take it, please.
He wants to tank for the number 1 pick.
Now,
He's not
Manny,
gonna
we're
get a new
going.
league
Let's
next
go.
week.
Who have you got?
Jahan Dotson from the Washington Commanders. Good SK. Increasing snap share week over week, playing against an increasingly vulnerable Seattle Seahawks secondary. I think he scored a tutty this week.
He did.
And I expect him to go in for one, but not too many more, so to compromise your multi. So a projection of 9.67. I do see him getting in the mid-teens at least.
Don't worry, the commies won't be getting any defensive pressure on Geno Smith.
Yeah, unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sold all their pass rushes.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
did, exactly.
That's right.
And to close it out, Austin Eckler is now a bad SK since you stole Nico Collins. 100% rostered, 100% starting, 100% not going to get 17.66. He'll get 9 or something.
Who they playing?
Detroit, who are really good against the run.
Interesting. Well,
Just on
See that?
Sorry, Matt. Just on
don't see anything.
What?
it's interesting how much the Commanders throw. Like Sam Howell's thrown like 45 times a game.
Yeah, they throw
Like he's
a
thrown
lot, yeah.
353 pass attempts this year. Like that'd have been only league high. Like but going with their receivers, I think, so they don't even use their running backs.
Oh, their O-line's abysmal, man. He
Yeah.
was, I think up until 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was on pace to be like the most sacked quarterback ever.
I think that could be a pretty fun team to watch in the back end of the year. Like they could play a lot of games that are like 24, 34 and stuff like that. Because they just air it out.
Big up Washington.
Defense. What is going on there, John?
Anyway.
It came, my microphone came loose. Okay, well, what I was going to point
What are you
out was
looking
that...
at?
Yeah,
You
I'm
get a
still
bad
not
SK.
working.
Oh, bro.
You get a bad SK, Eckler.
Yeah. He's not going to let John talk about the AC.
Yeah.
I'm here to talk about the AC.
It is Eckler.
That's Austin Eckler's an AK, not an AC.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler
He's
is
an AE.
AE.
Yeah. That's nearly
Anyway,
AI.
He's nearly AI.
We should be running this podcast instead of us.
This week especially. Well, I was just going to say the AC is not working again. Shout out to the studio heads here. Which means it's stinky, it's smelly, it's awfully fucking hot, and after whatever is in this shit here,
And I spilled
the
my beer as well,
and you
so there's,
spilled
like,
your beer.
yeast in the
It just really is muggy. It's like a fucking. It's like, have you guys ever been to, like, I don't know, Thailand or I don't know, Bangkok or something like that, where you've got those smokers
Same
rooms?
thing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking more specifically, like Bangkok, like in the airport where you got like those smoker rooms.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking what it feels like in here. It smells like that. So it's garbage time.
Garbage Time is sponsored by the Arizona Cardinals this week, and their 0 point effort against Cleveland because that was garbage. Every week there's going to be every week there's going to be a team sponsor because my sponsor has pulled out and has told us we cannot use that name anymore because we will get sued for every dollar we earn.
We won't get sued. We just lose views on the YouTube, and we want views on the YouTube
And somehow
because that's how we
Arizona's
make
still
money.
beat Dallas.
Motto of the story: don't pull out.
Motto of the story: don't say they're going to finish 0-17 and somehow beat your team only. So yeah, karma.
How great.
Karma's a bitch.
That's funny.
So my questions from last week still I'm going to propose to everyone right now. It's week 8, an hour before the deadline. You have to trade your best player. What do you expect and what do you want for him? So we'll go around. Our best player, I would say, is Micah Parsons. Yours would be Judon. Maybe
he's
DK.
injured though, unfortunately. But yeah.
Let's say they're healthy. Judon and maybe Sauce or Quinnen Williams.
Probably DK.
DK. Yeah, DK for sure.
Okay.
So we can start with John.
Okay, but I don't think who's our best player?
Quinn and Williams.
No, I'm going to say Sauce. You're probably more valuable.
No, I'd say Quinnen Williams is way more valuable because he's getting double team, triple team.
Yeah.
That's why everyone else is getting sacks. What would I want for Quinnen Williams? I would want the Seahawks to trade for Quinnen Williams because the Seahawks, the last time they traded for our best defensive player, it worked out so well. So I would want 3 firsts and a blowjob behind Arby's.
3 first, okay. DK Metcalf, what would you expect? Do you want a player in exchange? Do you want draft picks?
Yeah, just to shut John up, I'd like to do a trade with the Jets to get even with Jamal. What do we need?
But DK is actually good.
Yeah, I know. So the trade would be like, okay, a little more information. Is it this year?
This is year.
Oh,
this year.
fuck. Okay.
At the deadline. You know what?
No, you
good
don't
time
need
to sell him.
Huh?
There's not enough, big wideouts like that can spread the field. Like the Jets are probably not a team that'll because
I'd like a defensive piece from John's team.
Who?
Yeah, but you don't need to trade with the Jets.
You can trade
I
any,
want
you
to.
can trade for any
He's just
team.
riled me
He
up.
wants to.
You know,
He
just want
wants
to get
to.
even.
Let's negotiate this.
All right, look.
Quinn
Okay,
Williams?
okay. If putting players
How
aside,
about
I think like
CD for-
DK's worth. I'd probably put him at a first and 2 seconds.
The Jets don't have that.
I know they don't have that.
Oh, we do eventually. 2026.
I think
or something.
he's worth the first and 2 seconds. But if it's with John, I don't know. Insert really good D lineman. I'd say that plus another second.
You can have Jonathan Franklin Myers.
Is he that good?
He's fantastic. Actually, today he had a great game. 2 PDs off the defensive line, 2 sacks. Very disruptive.
Is it a
bloated
fair-
contract?
Is it a fair contract DK for Quinnen Williams?
No.
Nah,
Why
fuck
the
no.
hell would you trade Quinn and Williams for a while?
I think anyway the cap hit would fuck us because we just signed him to the contract this year.
Yeah.
So all that guaranteed money's going to
Mitch,
fall.
if you have to trade Judon.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's older. He's on a big contract, I think it's only a 3-year deal, including this one. You could maybe get a second and a third at best, I'd say. I don't think you could ask for any more than that at the age he's at. I mean, he's probably a top 10 pass rusher in the game at his best, but he's old and coming off an injury. The Patriots don't have a lot of assets. The only way they can build is through the draft, not through trading what they do have to get other positions in the draft.
Reason for this question is I actually saw it on a Cowboys forum. So, yeah. So, if we had to trade Micah Parsons, there's 2 teams that we could eat. I feel like if by cheating we can go to a Sanford and probably do a Nick Bosa trade, but that's sort of the same player. There was 2 that were interesting. So, you're probably going to say it's too much. We go to the Jets. We get Garrett Wilson, Sauce, and a first-round pick for Micah Parsons.
Not happening.
What?
Never happened.
Garrett Wilson, Sauce, and what?
And a first round pick.
That's ridiculous.
Why have you actually?
That's
okay,
ridiculous.
well, wait up. Hang on a second.
They're the offensive and
just to
defensive
school
rookie
you,
of the year last
just
year.
to school you for a second. Have you not seen that fucking Quincy Williams, Quinnen's brother, has been the top-rated linebacker in the
Yeah,
NFL this
and now
year?
you have Micah Parsons.
Why
with
would
him,
we
or
need
three.
him? He'd be taking him off the field. He's the same position.
No, he's right.
He plays. No,
but
he
playing
plays
more
the edge.
outside linebacker. Though.
Yeah, but that's what Quincy plays. He's not a middle linebacker. He's a linebacker. Linebacker.
They could use.
There's no way. There's no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
And there was another one which
That's way too many assets, but like essentially 3 high-end first-round talents. Like you've got 2 that are proven talents over a 25.
This is Cowboys fans over the head, but the number one,
They're
which
idiots.
I doubt, they are, which I doubt they'll take is Dak, Micah Parsons, and 2 first-round picks for Patrick Mahomes. Now that's a game changer. You don't reckon they'll accept that? Micah, Dak, and 2 first-round picks.
Like Kansas
No,
City.
because why would you accept mediocrity?
You get
Like,
2
why would you
first-round picks,
accept
you get
Dak?
a
There's
elite
no
defensive
one.
player.
There's nobody. Okay, sorry. Just with all due respect,
This-
Dak Prescott is who he is with guys like CeeDee Lamb on the field.
Imagine
how
him
the
with
fuck's he
Kelsey.
gonna get one player?
Yeah. He can
No
work it.
one
He
else
loves
in
his
that
tight
team.
ends.
That, I think that you can't. There's no way that the flip side of this trade, like trading Patrick Mahomes for anything, would probably be the stupidest move ever in team sport. Like, there's a genuine chance he's the greatest player ever. Like a real chance. There's no way. Like, I wouldn't trade.
We're talking hypotheticals here. You never know. I'm just saying they won't, but
But that's the point of a hypothetical.
I think if you
think
said
of something that might happen.
like, yeah,
well,
like,
it'd be a
It's
fair
got to be
wa-
centered in reality.
Because for passes, you could say probably a Nick Bosa or a TJ Watt plus something else.
8 starters.
Nah. Why plus something else? Why plus something else?
Well, I think we can. If you did a Parsons plus for TJ Watt, we'll probably want a little bit more than TJ Watt. Probably
TJ Watt
pick-
right now is the best fucking defensive
No.
lineman in the NFL.
The only possible.
Yes.
I'm just trying
Parsons
to think
is
of the
better.
only possible way you could get, like, you could justify a Mahomes trade. Like, you could. I think the only way that you could justify it is if you
Niners, maybe?
is if you went Burrow and Chase for him. Like, I think that's nearly worth it.
I could see something different. If hypothetically you had to move on from Micah Parsons, you had to trade him. He's pissed off. He's got to go.
Well, we got to pay him a contract next
You
year.
got to pay him a contract next year. You can't afford the contract because Jerry Jones loves to throw out money to people who don't deserve
Michael
it.
Gallup.
The only team in the NFL I could see him going to and genuinely making an impact and being worthwhile would be the Ravens. So I think the only team that would make that trade, I don't think they send Lamar back, so don't get too excited about that.
It wasn't.
But yeah, but they don't send Lamar back. But I think that
You can have
they
Mark
probably
Andrews.
34 years old.
But they would
He's
probably
second
send.
best tight end in
I think
football.
they would send 2 firsts because this is their Lamar Jackson Super Bowl window.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's a trade that I could see happening because that defense is already playing well, but there's no real star players. Could you imagine their defense with Micah Parsons? So to be fair, I could see 2 firsts and a second, or maybe even 3 firsts honestly for Micah Parsons there. Or the Bears, because they're just doing fucking stupid shit with their picks at the moment.
But like, no one's ever going to trade on the other side. Like, no one's ever. Kansas City never going to trade Mahomes. Like, he's the
No.
most important athlete in the city.
probably
It's
got
like
a no
LeBron
trade
James
clause
trading.
anyway.
It's like LeBron James being traded by Cleveland. Like, that's the
Instead
level
of
of.
just
Yeah,
leaving
he's
for-
probably. But a lot of these guys have got no trade clauses anyway.
Talk about the greatest of all time. I did see this one. If you had to trade Tom Brady, I did see a stupid one. After your perfect season, you trade him to Green Bay for a little quarterback named Aaron Rodgers.
At that time, what year was that?
2008.
2008. He
Just
was a-
before he tore his ACL.
He
week
was a
one.
rookie in 2007, so
Rogers was, yeah.
Rogers was, yeah.
But you'll get pieces. You wouldn't get just straight up.
I suppose the way that the career's played out, you could have worn that.
Yeah, of course you could have. I think that
There's a lot of what ifs.
Like,
Yeah.
since 2008 until Mahomes, like, other than Brady, Rogers has been the best quarterback.
yeah, easily.
Yeah.
I think he holds all of the records for like quarterback rating and interception, touchdown ratio and stuff like that.
Yeah, like,
With
I
Drew
mean,
Brees.
would he and like that relationship between him and McDaniels at OC, like, if that worked as well as with Brady, like, they could have won as many Super Bowls.
Yeah. Do you know what? This does remind me, though, of the Drew Brees trade. So people forget that Drew Brees started as a Charger.
Chargers.
A lot
Had
of
the neck
potential.
injury.
Yeah.
Had the injury.
Was going to go to the
Ended up-
Dolphins.
Was going to go to the Dolphins. Ended up at the Saints.
Really?
Yeah.
This is I want 5 or
almost
6.
Coach,
of them.
Almost,
Coach
yeah.
Saban missed out on him.
Oh,
That's right.
Alabama, great.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was at Miami at the time.
Yeah, he was, exactly. And ended up at the Saints, the only team that would really take a flyer on
Wow.
him. And the rest is history. He, won them a Super Bowl, obviously, and got them close a couple of times.
Yeah, probably should have won more with the level of talent they had.
It was the same thing with Aaron Rodgers, though. Like, Aaron Rodgers was really coming to the Jets because the defense was going to be so good, and he had a couple of really young pieces, and this was his. I win one more Super Bowl in the next 2 years, and I feel really good.
The bit about Kansas City and the bit of the Brady Belichick debate, I wonder if in 5 or 6 years' time
It'll be the same with
we start
Andy
to hear
Reid.
that with Reid and Mahomes. And that'll be really interesting to see if Reid can go to like complete football immortality, if he can,
Go to Cowboys and win a Super Bowl.
or if he can win with a quarterback that isn't Mahomes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he's gotten close to. Like, Andy Reid's
With Philly, it was
Andy
good.
Reid's resume is way better, in my opinion, than Bill Belichick's resume outside of their star
He's an
quarterback.
offensive coach though.
Yeah, but outside of their star
4 straight
quarterback.
conference championships with Philly, 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but then
losses.
also he turned around Alex Smith, who looked
Yeah.
like shit.
Yeah.
The guy was a bust.
And everyone was
He got
like,
dropped for Colin Kaepernick.
yeah, everyone was like, why would you get a quarterback in the first round when you have Alex Smith? And paid off for the Chiefs. But yeah, if they had to trade Mahomes, where could they trade him? You said the Bengals for
Anywhere is the short answer. Like
obviously,
any team would take
Every
him.
Yeah,
team
I'm
would
not,
take
but
him.
I'm saying if you're the Chiefs and you had to trade him, do you still want to have him in the conference, or you would just chuck him to the NFC and try and get some pieces?
About what value you get back, who
Yeah.
gives a shit where he goes.
Because if there's one team that can send players back, depending on contracts, it's the Niners. Yeah.
It depends if you're trading to bottom out or you're trading to still win. Like, I think the only way that you could go what is fair for Mahomes in terms of how modern football is played is you'd have to have Burrow and one of the Cincinnati
I agree with
receivers
that.
in the trade.
Yeah, the reason why I wouldn't work
Maybe
with the Niners,
Higgins, like maybe Chase and Burrow is too much.
I was going to say the Montana
Yeah.
Montana and Steve Young, the Niners and Chiefs, back and forth.
Yeah, but he was shot then, Montana,
true.
nearly shot. Whereas and they don't have a Young coming through.
But I'd argue that Burrow is technically, I don't mean like technically as in, he's technically better, but like as far as technique is concerned, football IQ, I would argue that he is actually better than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he
Patrick
is.
Mahomes is way more athletic.
yeah.
But I think Burrow is technically better. And I do believe that Burrow in
Burrowhead.
Burrow in Burrowhead. God, what would that look like with Andy
Yeah,
Reid?
yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
it's actually probably significantly more than what you've suggested there. Russell Wilson.
I don't know you're going to go back to here.
We got Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a 5th.
Yeah,
For
wow.
Russell Wilson. And that is like beyond his
For
prime.
dog shit.
Huh?
Yeah,
For
but there,
pure
was,
dog
there
shit.
wasn't, the,
For us, I know,
there wasn't the
exactly.
perception that he was beyond his prime when he turned
That's
up
true.
at Denver.
No one
But-
thought
but-
that. Everyone
but-
thought Denver would suddenly be a Super Bowl
His last
contender.
2 years at
Yeah.
Seattle were his best. Like, he's
Yeah.
amazing. Like, he's literally carrying
Yeah.
the team single-handedly, Nelly. Whereas, obviously, in the super successful era, like, it was leaning on defense and him managing
Legion of
more.
Boom.
It's been an unprecedented drop off. What I'm trying to say is, like, you could probably get a heck of a lot more than a Burrow, a Chase. You get some picks in there as
How
well.
do you get any more than them, though? Like, they're,
Picks.
fourth-year players that are having incredible...
Bengals
Chase
be like,
is
where-
third-year player.
And plus, they've played, 2 championships against each other? The Bengals and Chiefs, or they've played a divisional? They've met up in
AFC
every...
championship games.
They've met up in every playoffs, I'm pretty sure. 'cause
They've
it was a
played 2
divisional.
AFC championship games out. Burrow. This is Burrow's 4th year. He didn't play the first year essentially,
Yeah.
and then the
AFC.
the championship. They've played the championship game the last 2 seasons. Cincinnati won one and then lost last year
Yeah. Wow.
by similar margin, like field goal each way. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, maybe that is too much. Like
Yeah.
maybe Burrow is. Yeah, you give him Reid.
Maybe Josh Allen. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs.
Josh Allen's a great
Okay.
talent, but like he's just too loose compared to them two.
Makes more rational mistakes. It's like a Dak of the AFC.
Probably, but if you look at his season with Brian Daboll as OC, like he was probably as good as him that year, and that means a lot.
Clear
Like-
drop-off.
Like you look at, I mean, you look at the narrative's Brady, but like how much does McDaniel's leaving the offense of New England, how much does that mean to New England's offense as well? Like, it's massive. It's huge. Just because he's a failure as a head coach. One of the great OCs ever.
Well, let me ask you, because I think there are a couple of trades that could actually happen in the NFL with star quarterbacks. And star in inverted commas, because there might be a drop-off with some of these guys. Daniel Jones.
No.
Seriously, he's not going to stay on that contract.
Yeah, they're going to move off.
Well,
They're
they
gonna-
can cut
they're
him.
gonna move off
Who'd trade for
Well, no, they got
that
a lot
deal?
of guaranteed
That
money.
deal,
So.
28 years old.
That's what I'm asking.
ACL.
That's what I'm asking.
Doesn't
Who
get
would-
no
who would-
one trades for it.
You don't reckon? You don't reckon like a
Raiders.
fourth or a fifth?
Yeah, the Raiders
a
are
flyer.
stupid. The Raiders are stupid enough.
I think it's in my mind. I had the Raiders,
Cardinals.
and I had the Bears.
Yeah,
I
dumb
think
teams.
either of those, but I think that like for a fifth or a sixth,
Yeah, because he can always be a serviceable backup. He's played a lot.
yeah, and he could also be like a mediocre starter.
Like Mariota at fucking Atlanta type stuff.
Yeah,
I was going to say
yeah.
Atlanta's probably candidates to get Daniel Jones. They've not worked out their QB situation.
So there's that. There's
Another
Yeah,
that.
someone
QB.
will pick him up. He's played enough games and shown enough competence at some stage.
That's what I mean. So that's actually a quarterback signed to like a star contract that could get traded.
So another QB, I know it's like
Next
in the
year,
last
maybe.
3-4 weeks. Let's say San Fran's one and done in the playoffs. Do you keep Purdy or try and move off him and try and do another 5th or 6th round QB?
Oh no, you keep on him because he's
Yeah.
making $800,000 a year.
But is
for
it
the
only
next
2 or 3 years for a 7th round quarterback?
It's still a 4-year contract.
it's still 4 years,
Still a
wow.
4-year contract. So you don't move off him because the
Oh, okay.
contract's
I
cheap
thought,
as
I
shit.
thought it was only 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, still 4-year contract. Everything is a four, and then the first round
Or a fifth
they
option.
get 5th-year
Okay.
option.
Well, they're not going to finish high enough to draft
A quarterback.
someone that's super highly regarded, but he wasn't, obviously. I don't know.
Mr.
Tough.
Irrelevant.
It's a really interesting question. He didn't really get a chance to play in the NFC Championship game last year. So I
in
think
the first
he's got to be
quarter.
afforded a proper playoff chance.
Yeah.
Even if he fails it.
And the
it's
divisional
like
he
one
went
playoff
well.
loss.
Was not divisional against the Seahawks? No,
Yeah.
wild card.
Wild card.
Yeah, they won 2 playoff games and then hit the third one. That
Oh
was,
yeah,
He got
divisional
injured.
against Dallas.
injured.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah, he got injured.
Yeah, and that could have been different. So that's obviously one guy. We're about to see Kyler Murray apparently come back this
Yeah,
week,
the
get off
pup.
the pup list. So I'm curious if he is any good, given now that they are
1-8.
1-8, and clearly 1-7.
1-7.
1-7.
Oh, they haven't had their bye.
Yeah, they haven't had their bye yet. I think they
Sorry,
have.
they've had their
So
bye.
they're
yes.
1-7. If Kyler Murray is okay, is this like an audition tape for another team?
Surely someone will take Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So there'll be a team again,
There's be a reasonable market.
similar teams.
The contracts, it looks overs on the last year, but it doesn't look overs on the first year. He's a Heisman Trophy, like national championship semi-finalist, won his first 10 games in the NFL. Like, someone will trade for that. He's
Yeah.
shown more in the NFL than Daniel Jones, probably.
Well, you said as well, Cousins now with the injury, if they keep him on, or because it's off season, he has to sign with someone.
Well, is Cousins off contract?
Yep.
This off
Yeah.
Wow.
It could be that could have been his last game as a Viking.
That could have been. That sucks. I always like Kirk Cousins. Always
You
thought-
like that?
Yeah, you like
Like
that.
that.
I always
Yeah.
felt jilted he didn't come to the Jets at the time. But-
Minnesota's interesting because, like, they're good enough to
They got young talent, wide outs, running back.
like to be a playoff contending team. Like
they'd take a Kyler Murray, I think.
yeah, if Cousins was standing, like they'd fairly easily make the playoffs. I'd say.
Yeah.
So Gino's locked up for another year after this with a big contract. You got the Cardinals, Browns, Deshaun Watson. He's off contract this year.
Deshaun Watson, no, he's not off contract this
Isn't he?
year.
I thought he only
So
signed 2
really
years.
Nah, it's a 5-year deal.
5-year deal.
Huge
Fuck.
deal.
Why did I think it was
Stupidest deal in
two?
NFL
You
history.
caught it. You caught it.
I called it. Yeah, stupid fucking deal.
Yeah,
Look what's happening there now.
Not entirely
Yeah.
sold on it yet, but being the stupidest
You
ever.
will
Jordan
be
Love.
next year.
We're not sold on Jordan Love.
Well, Jordan Love was a silly mistake. I don't know why
They can't trade him for anything of note, though.
And they extended him, I think we said as well. He's
Yeah, they
really
did.
signed.
Why you extend the guy who you haven't seen play? They should have just
Yes.
franchise tagged him.
And then, I'm just looking at the Raiders as well with Jimmy G. If you keep on him, or
no.
No, they're going to move on. But
Probably
they,
just a bit of guaranteed money there.
Surely the Raiders will draft a quarterback.
Well, fellas,
that was a nice episode.
this was a long episode. At least it felt long. Garbage time done, which means we're at the pointy end, which means at this point in time, I tell you, subscribe, like, share, comment, get on the TokTiks, get on the Instagrams, leave comments, give us promotion, give us love. Because the more you do that,
Love or hate,
the
doesn't
more
matter.
we will
want it
turn
all.
up every single week. We love the hate. We love the arguments. In fact, I implore you, if you're on TikTok and you're watching this,
Engage.
to engage. Leave us a comment because we'll actually fire something back at you.
Offensive.
Go fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
Several go fuck yourselves. But really, we love you, the fans, who are growing every single week. So, on that note,
Toodaloo, motherfuckers.